all of you have just gotten back from your first ever adventure with each other. It was successful. You were hired to kill some rats in a sewer, and you did a really great job. You were not at all powerful when you started out, and now you killed the rats like grinding. You got some XP. It's great. Your moms are probably really proud of you. And you're just kind of you've like literally just gotten back. You went out, you did this adventure, and you have kind of gone to the nearby town just to kind of like rest and recuperate. Like this would be, you're going for your long rest or whatever. Not mechanically, you don't have to like take abilities out or whatever. But so you're kind of recuperating in the tavern. But you all know each other. So, do you want to tell me or tell each other kind of who you are and what everybody's doing? I don't even know which of your characters you guys are all playing, so just like...
My character's name is Lump. I'm a turtle or barbarian, and I take hits and sometimes will throw a maul at somebody. Well, not throw it, but hit somebody with a maul to put damage back. I'm very slow.
With a what?
With a maul. It's a M-A-U-L.
Okay. Got it. I was hearing ball every time, and I was like,
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. He's very tanky because of his very thick shell and skull. And he's also a amateur chef. So there's that.
Are you having anything to drink at the tavern?
No, but I did order some food, and I think it's disgusting. I start adding some spices to it.
Oh, okay. You're probably right. It is disgusting. You feel like it's also probably the best that this village has to offer, and that thought depresses you a little bit.
Needs salt and more food.
The village is called Greywick, by the way.
Oh, right.
There'll be a quiz. No, there won't.
Is that E or A?
It's E for England.
Got it.
Very important.
Mm-hmm. Deeply important, yes. Yeah, the quiz will include spelling, so yes, please. I'm glad you named your character Lump. All right.
But yeah, so that's Lump.
Either of the other two.
I can go next. I'm playing a half-elf named Giselle Salivarian. Randomized names are awesome.
Giselle what?
Salivarian.
Salivarian. Oh. Okay, I'm going Danielle Giselle over here.
Yeah, that works. Giselle is fine. The last name is unimportant.
What was it? Half-elf what?
Half-elf paladin.
Okay.
Pirate.
Yeah, you wandered up off the sea and joined Lump and to be named.
Yeah. She likes good times. She, keeping life interesting for the most part. Fighting for something, a cause of some sort. It kind of changes. You should definitely ask her to read your fortune for you. She really likes doing that.
All right. Excellent. Cool flavor. All right. Carl?
I am Druthu a Furbolg druid. I am good at smacking people with a stick real hard. For
Excellent.
Cutting trees.
Did you say cutting trees?
Cutting trees. Don't you dare cut down those trees. I will smack you so hard.
Okay, I was a little worried.
Unlike
All right.
this food, it also has no flavor.
I feel like the vibe right now has no flavor, just it's chill. There's like
Oh,
food.
excellent. Thank you for making your names the names. That's wonderful. That will help me very much. I do have it written down on my notes, but that will help. Okay. Carl was Druthu, right?
Hey.
Perfect. I even spelled y'all's all right. Excellent. Cool. I'm
Incredible.
Kelsie.
Oh, I should have left off an E just to throw you.
Cause what?
I should have left off the E just to throw you.
Oh.
I thought about trying to make mine longer and harder to say, and I was like, nope, I don't want to make myself suffer.
Yeah,
You're
we come back
lucky
to fight you.
I didn't pick my Firbolg. He had a very long elven name.
Well, maybe I'll kill your turtle and we'll bring out your Firbolg.
No
Who
turtle
knows?
will never die.
It's immortal. That's its
I
secret.
will take that. I will try not to take that as a challenge.
Or the shell
Oh,
suit
and you should definitely take that.
turtle in water. Heat water.
It's his only weakness, surprisingly.
Actually, yes. I do not believe I can breathe in water. Hold on. Let me check my memory of my life. Nope, I can hold my breath up to 1 hour.
Now that's not breathing, so.
Yes, but it will take a while.
Yeah, not efficient.
But how long can you breathe when boiling? Whatever.
Not resistant to fire.
So you could be, but if you're killed at fire and huh?
Weird.
What?
It shouldn't have that.
Yeah, because I'm not using push to talk.
Me neither. What? That's weird. Previewing the server.
Yeah, that sounds good. Your phone is having memory issues.
Could be.
Well, I can be killed by lots of things, so there's nothing special about that.
Testing.
Hey.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, that was so weird.
you.
As soon as I changed it was like it glitched in tandem with I changed my nickname on the server from my computer. And then when I did, it went on my phone, you're no longer a part of this server, you're only previewing it. Like
Weird.
Very odd.
Okay.
As far as your nickname, I had a suspicion that's what this adventure was going to be.
It's actually it's not entirely accurate.
See, the funny thing is, my character won't die. They instead will be trapped, have their soul trapped in a pit of despair for all eternity.
That will definitely happen.
Yeah.
No, come on, you guys have. Oh well, shit, you guys have played Civ with me.
You're like the you could be the retributive overlord as well, getting justice for some people.
I'm pretty sure I told Mike a long time ago that he was gonna do something and I wouldn't hold it against him anymore, and I took that to heart. I'm not holding it against anyone.
Good for you.
I clearly don't remember why, but something you probably helped me do.
I think you got your vengeance is what it was, and I wished for you to
Oh,
please
is it?
stop.
Okay, maybe it was that. I just beat you in something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like me. Anyway.
Brayden got vengeance for you.
That's also possible. I could have had vengeance a few times. It's fine.
We all have vengeance a couple times,
What's a little vengeance between friends?
Just so long as I don't have to deal with McDuckism again.
Oh, yeah. So the tavern is also it's the only inn in the village. This is a very small village. I can't emphasize enough how small this village is. And it's pretty late, so they're this is where you can rest for the night if you guys want to rest. And the innkeeper also lets you know, enthusiastically, that tomorrow is the annual Harvest Festival, which is the only exciting thing that happens in Greywick all year long. And he reassures you enthusiastically that you don't want to miss the festivities of the following day. So, you guys are welcome to get rooms for the night, or room. I don't know what you're into.
Will you be cooking tomorrow?
For the festival?
Yes.
No, there's all kinds of merchants that come in from all over the region.
The gods.
All 6 of them.
He looks very earnestly and kind of guilelessly at you, and you get the sense that he did not understand the insult.
We're very excited about tomorrow.
Me too. It's gonna be great. I get to restock on all my spices from the spice merchants.
Yes, you definitely need to do that.
Remember, they have to be like really new, and then that they're more spicy that way.
Yeah, so you guys got last year's leftover. That's what's probably, it's 364 days old.
I have this horrible look on my face as I'm looking down at my stomach.
Well, not the food, just the spices.
I mean, maybe the food.
He says, "I'll never tell," and he gives you a wink.
It all becomes clear.
So,
Well, I suppose we go to sleep, like tomorrow will come faster. And I'm
Yes.
definitely bored in this moment, so sleep sounds good.
I also need to go back for a second and say that in completion of the rat killing mission that you guys were previously given, you were all given 10 gold apiece.
10 gold.
Yeah.
I just doubled my
You-
wealth.
Yeah, you didn't have a whole lot to start with, so that's significant to you right now. So, you wake up the next morning to the sound of a rooster. It's very idyllic. Does anyone need to do anything? I'm assuming we don't, because we're literally just starting the game.
I go collect an egg, or some eggs from whatever hen house I can find.
Oh, I thought you
were
were
a random hen house. Like,
Yeah, just a random one, and I start using the tavern owner's kitchen without permission. I just start using it.
I have been awake since dawn, and I am watching you.
I'm making breakfast for my companions and I.
Okay. You actually get the sense that it's like such a small village. Like, the dude went to sleep. He's not, like, he stayed up to like wait for other travelers or whatever, and then he went to bed, and like no one's even watching it. It's such a
Great.
small village. It's just like,
It wouldn't have mattered
Yeah.
if he was in the kitchen working. I would have done
Is
this anyway.
our druid a vegan? I'm curious.
Actually, I'm going to recommend no one eat plants ever. How dare you eat plants?
He's a
Oh, so
carnivore.
like-
Okay.
carnivore.
I see. Okay, we can work with this.
It's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
you're an inverse. You're the polar opposite of a vegan.
Plants
That
eat.
is exactly what I decided 5 minutes ago. Yes.
Wait, so you were horrified by the fact you had eaten plants because of the spices, like, because those are plants.
Oh, that's what the problem was. That you ate. Yeah, you might have eaten herbs. And
Sure, that's what it was.
Yes. Here. Okay. All right. So Carl's an extreme carnivore. I mean, Drutu.
So, is he watching? Is he watching Lump cook?
I keep growing in saying, oh, the plantanommy? I don't know. Whenever he puts in a plant or a spice.
Anatomy.
I leave the pepper and oregano out of his eggs for him.
Thank you.
Just salt. Just purely salt.
Oh,
Congratulations.
that's true. It's a mineral. There you
Salt,
go.
salt's a rock. You're
Yeah, you can have meat and rocks. Those are your options.
I mean, he
When our
could probably
tree overlords come to
if he-
judge you all, I shall beg for your case.
Thanks.
We
If he-
appreciate that. Yep.
if he was alive in current times, he'd probably be okay because I bet he could find some completely synthetic things. Like
Oh yeah.
he'd just be subsisting on like Doritos and Mountain Dew or whatever.
I mean, anyone got the prestidigitation spell? You just make it taste spicy without it actually being spicy.
I have no spells. I think we're very. Wait, what class? What class are you?
Oh, I'm a barbarian. I don't cast magic.
Oh yeah, we're going spell light this week. This time, except for druid, whatever the druid has.
Yeah, but
I
none
don't
of
have
them are
prestidigitation.
prestidigitation.
I cannot crush rippers.
I have a lot of sharp objects.
So by
Useful.
the time that you have eaten your breakfast with or without plants, and are ready to venture outside for the day, and join the harvest festival, you go outside to see it's such a small town that you're pretty much the tavern is situated on the town square. So you walk out directly into, there's like maybe 6 stalls set up, and you actually might have thought that the innkeeper was asleep, but he's actually outside at one of the stalls, and he's super excited. He's like, look at all of these exotic vegetables, and you look at it and it's like broccoli and like cauliflower and celery,
Squash.
and there's like children gathered around a tent that's labeled like, see the amazing circus acts of the amazing circus performer, and there is a like a stall that's labeled like or that's got a like a what's it called, like a carny standing out front of it being like, step right up and come try your luck at my game, and then there is also a wagon kind of off to the side in an alley with a shadowy looking dude on it. So that's what you got. That's the harvest festival.
Very good, very good.
The innkeeper is beside himself. He's like, all we have in Greywick are potatoes.
Jesus.
Those aren't even really vegetables. Like, think about it.
It's absolutely a vegetable. It's the only vegetable we have.
I steer Druthu away from anyone mentioning plants. But maybe this fun children's show looks right up your alley.
The children's show is
like-
all about eating their potatoes.
The like
The-
circus.
It's not a horror show, you know. There are no potatoes. It's fine.
The like circus one or the like carnival game.
The game.
Okay. If you approach the game, he hands you a dart and points at a target and is like, see if you can hit the target.
I'm totally gonna hit the target.
You can roll for it if you want to throw your dart at the target. He hands you 3 darts.
Yes, please. What would that be? Would that be dexterity?
Yeah, we'll go with dexterity.
Not wisdom, are we sure? Or charisma?
I'm pretty sure.
I think
I wink at him. Is it like rigged and I need to like get on
Oh
his good
yeah,
side?
no, you wink at him. Now it's charisma. You seduce the dart.
The dart, the cardi.
I'll see you there, Dart. You're so
And
lovely.
it's not seducing, it's like being friends with. It's different. I rolled an 18 on dexterity.
Okay, you hit it's like a typical dartboard. It goes from 1 to 20. You hit the 18.
Hey, What do I get? Anything?
Are you gonna throw the other 2 darts? You can just throw
Oh
them.
yeah, definitely, sure.
Do them quickly.
Yeah, sure. Okay, 14 and 5.
Okay, unsurprisingly, you hit the 14 and you hit the 5.
Yes,
What?
I bow.
He says, "Excellent job," and he hands you 2 potatoes.
Thank you. I quickly toss them behind myself before they're gonna. Wow, we feel
They-
like the world is a horrible place to be, Ruthu.
They hit a child who was wandering by because he wanted to watch.
I walk towards the shadowy figure because that looks really interesting.
Lump, are you with them, or did you go off to do something else?
I am now just arriving at the game and say to them, how many potatoes can I win?
Oh, I go find the potatoes that I dropped and I hand them to him.
I put them on my bag and turn
Great.
back to the guy and wait for my answer.
You can win anywhere between 1 to 3 potatoes, depending on how good of a job you do. Good.
I'm no longer interested, and I turn and follow after Giselle and Druthu.
But the emancipation of the potatoes, they're enslaved to this horrible. Man,
Potatoes are living how they want to live, okay? Let them live how they want to live.
They're living their best life, Druthu. These potatoes always wanted to be one in a carnival.
Yeah, what can I say? He's right.
slave trade.
We've emancipated these potatoes, and I pulled the 2 out of my bag. Would you like to plant them?
Yes, but not here. They'll just be captured and sold back into the slave trade here.
Understood. Here, do you want me to hold on to them for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, I want to start my own booth.
Till I can find a baby carrier.
What would you do with this booth?
Well, are there any like bales of hay lying around? I don't know what else would work.
There are not, because the only thing that is harvested in Greywick is potato.
Are there piles of potatoes somewhere?
What about like a street barrel for like rainwater
Oh,
that we
barrel
can
would
put
work.
something on top of?
Yeah, there could be there's a barrel.
Great.
I find a barrel, I turn it upside down,
All the
and I
water
shout
slurps
loudly.
out.
Cut water out over the ground.
Oh wait, should I make a strength check to see if I can flip it over by myself?
No, you do it. Your shoes are wet, but you do it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I dump out. It was like more than halfway full of water too, and I'm just like, "Oh, this barrel's free." There's enough water in the world. It's fine.
It's not water in the world. That's the
I've
pirate.
seen a lot of water, man,
That's the pirate.
and it's full of rocks, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I yell, fortunes! You like to have your fortune read.
Oh,
It's free.
I would like a fortune.
Oh, great. Step up. I take out my cards. I have
Give
these
me a
wonderful
minute. I'll be
fortune
there in a
telling
second.
cards. Okay.
Hold on.
I'm getting ready.
I'm
I'm
almost
shuffling
there.
the cards.
Okay, I'm there now.
I can shuffle them really fancy, like very dramatically.
Impressive.
Thank you.
How
I just keep
much?
shuffling. It's free.
For friends.
What?
For friends or for everyone?
Oh, anyone.
That's
this is
not a
just
good
hobby.
way to run a business.
It's a hobby, not a business.
Don't do anything you can do. Don't do anything for free that you can get paid for. Your skills are
Doing it as a
valuable,
hobby
Giselle.
takes the pressure off. Like, I don't have to be good at it.
You need
You
to
know,
think better of yourself than this.
it's, like.
Well,
It's
perhaps
fun.
you're not good at it. Let's do the fortune and see how good you are, and then we'll see if we can monetize this.
Don't you not know how good the fortune is until like 3 years from now or something?
I mean, like,
It'll
let's
be a
not get ahead of
long-term
ourselves here.
investment.
Yeah. See, having a hobby means I don't have to be good at it. It takes the pressure off. Like, I can just, have fun with friends, toss around the, like, life or death scenarios. It's great. Okay. So I lay out down 5 cards face down, and I say, focus on your future with me, please. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Okay. You're focusing on the far future, or is this the close future? Is it like the immediate future?
Oh. I can do far. Is that what
Okay,
you need me
far
to do?
future. That sounds great. That sounds great. Okay, so I flip over the first card.
Okay, I'm doing it now.
Okay. Oh, okay. I flip over the first card. It's an ace of clubs. So this means that you're going to get really good at something in the future. I think. So, and then and I flip over the next one, and it's the Queen of Spades. And I say, oh, this one has to do with potatoes, so I'll skip that one. And then I flip over the next one, and it's the King of Spades, and I skip it again. And then it's the Queen of Hearts. I'm like, oh, this one is good. It means like love, but love in general, because everyone loves each other.
Love your potatoes, kids.
An old man swaggers up next to you. An old man with a very long white beard and blue robes, and he says, "Is there one in there that means fortune? Because I think I sense that in your near future."
Not with this economic strategy she has laid out.
I flip over the last card. I've skipped if I haven't flipped over the fourth one, I skip it because it's obviously death. I flip over the last card, and it's the King of Spades, and I just shuffle all the cards together really fast.
I'm confused. You have 2 King of Spades in there. Your deck needs fixing.
No, see, it's fine.
The deck is fixed.
Right.
Oh.
I mean, I told you I wasn't very good at this, so it's fine.
You need better deck.
You want to play Go Fish?
The wizard.
Wait, where did the wizard come from?
The old dude in robes.
Who walked up?
The old dude, yeah.
The old dude in robes who walked up said,
The wizard, as we call him.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking
Does he live on the coast?
of a different kind of fortune. And he kind of like jerks his head in like a look over there gesture at his wagon, and you can see a sign on the side that says, "Earn gold quick, only the adventurous need apply." And he says, "You 3 look like you're not from around here."
Is your neck okay? You're doing a weird motion with your head.
I was pointing at my wagon.
People find it easier to point with their fingers. Like this.
He points with his finger at his wagon.
Oh.
If you were really a wizard, you wouldn't point with your finger. You'd use magic and point with your beard.
Oh, look. He has some sign about adventurers. We're adventurers, right?
I've never auditioned for adventuring with my fortune-telling skills before. That's definitely new.
Usually it's the piracy, that all the stealing on the open seas that you do.
Actually, it's the knife twirling, usually. I can juggle knives.
Oh. Why didn't you do that? That's much more entertaining.
I mean, I guess speak for yourself. I have fun with this whole card reading. I just found this deck on, like, the trash ones. And
I found out that I was going to love potatoes that I got, or something.
Yeah, you're getting one more. That's what the 3 spades meant. Don't tell Druthu.
Oh, wonderful.
Potato emancipation!
Mr. Wizard, you have work for adventurers. We are potentially adventurers.
I do. Now, I don't know what kind of rate you usually charge But I'm offering 1,000 gold each if you can help me out.
No, that's much
I
that's much far above what we normally charge.
no, no,
I,
no, no. I signed them up. Is he telling the truth?
You can roll insight.
24.
wow.
Oh damn. He seems earnest. He's not like carrying a bag with 3,000 gold in it, like jangling off his pants or anything. But like he nothing about his like words that he's saying gives you the impression that he's lying.
Okay, could be fun. The price is good. It's pretty good, I guess. We could do something.
All right. It's just that I've been hired. I'm AVR. I've been hired by the king to make magic a bit more accessible. I think he wants to use it in his army.
I definitely thought when you meant accessible, like opening up like a local library or something.
Are any of the you like magically inclined?
I look at Druthu.
I also slowly look at Druthu.
It's very slow, and so the effect is very much lost.
I get my magic from the trees, and the trees say, "Kill the humans!"
Wait, are you just the Lorax personified?
I was wondering when someone's going to catch on.
Oh,
yes, 5 minutes before the game, his name was Lorax.
Oh, that's good. It's very good. Yeah, he's got magic. It's good. Magic is good.
Okay. The other two of you aren't magically inclined.
I mean, I support it. Like, live your life that you want, you know?
Support magic.
That's fine. That's perfect. What I'm doing is trying to create magic wands that can be used by
create free food without plants.
It's their woodless wands too. It's amazing.
It's true. Something that these wands could do is create food, probably. Another thing that they do is that they can be used by people who aren't magically inclined. And a third thing that they do is that they cast magic missile. So they're good for use by soldiers. Unfortunately, I did the whole batch at once and they came out with some quirks.
Ooh.
Usually small
mashed potatoes instead of food.
Small things. Yeah, sometimes maybe one of them will, produce a magic missile but also produce a sandwich, or maybe, the wand will turn a different color. Just minor things, but I don't have time to sit down with all 300 of these wands and document exactly what each one of them has as a quirk. So I was looking to delegate.
We have to test
that's
300 wands?
And I'll pay you 1,000 gold.
Great. Maybe I can pay a healer to fix my carpal tunnel when we're done.
It shouldn't be too strenuous. You'd really just point and shoot.
Do you have a preferred test target by chance?
Well, given that they are, magic missile, I wouldn't point them at anything or anyone that you like too much. But if you wander a little ways out of the city, or the village, there's some woods. I know there's gnolls that have been terrorizing the populace. You might find, some wolves or something. Kind of just depends on which direction you go in. If you go into the next big city over, they've got a lot of rats in their sewers. So I mean, if you want to just set up a.
I mean, they used to. They used to, for sure. They don't anymore, though. You should probably fix it. Yeah, they did. They did a pretty good job, I heard.
Excellent. Well, that's good. I'll keep that in mind the next time I need to go in the sewers. Anyway,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
One time I got almost taken down by a rat because I don't have a lot of health.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
they're big and nasty. It's
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
quite ugly.
for sure.
Get a cat.
If you want to just, go out into a field and set up some potatoes and shoot at those, that's also fine. I mean, it's really up to you.
I don't think we'll be doing that, but thank you for that suggestion.
How would you like it if we took your babies and just put them out in the field and shot for magic missiles at them?
Moles sound good. Ugly, terrible moles.
So you will take, and he you can see that the wagon is filled with a couple of barrels. You will take these wands. You will take this paper. He has a stack of paper, and take notes on which wand does which thing. You can delegate that. I mean, demarcate that however seems the most convenient to you. And then when you report back to me, I will pay you 1,000 gold each.
Cool. Do you have any ribbon?
Yes, it's right here in my pocket.
Thank you. Cool. We're gonna label all of the ones.
Perfect. Here's the ribbon. What color is it? I'm colorblind.
Oh. It's this really cool turquoise color. Where'd you get this?
At a general store in a town to the east.
Not this place. I haven't even seen a normal store, rather like a specific store, much less a general store. So
yeah, they don't have a whole lot here. I'm glad that you guys happened to be here today because otherwise I really don't know who I would have assigned this job to.
Those children look pretty capable. You could
yeah,
always
I was
ask
gonna
them.
say they threw the potatoes back at me, so
The potatoes probably would have been really useful for this.
Yeah, so, all right, these ones are for you, and you'll be able to find me here. I will stay in the inn until I hear from you. And if I don't hear from you and I need to move or something, I can send a message to you.
Great.
Wonderful.
How heavy is
Happy
the bag
hunting.
with the ones?
What'd you say?
How heavy is the bag with the ones?
The barrels that contain the wands have wheels on them and you can roll them quite easily.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Okay.
Let's go test some wands.
Yeah. So which do you have a preference on where you would like to go to test them?
The center of the marketplace.
You can do that if you want to.
Maybe we go find some local fauna that shouldn't be alive anymore. Evil moles.
The gnolls
all
sound pretty
things.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Knoll is a creature in D&D. Danielle, I think
gnolls.
maybe you
Yeah,
thought I
that's
said
fine.
knoll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
They're hiding
fine.
people.
Whatever they are. I don't care.
I don't know if this would matter to you guys, what with a 1,000 gold reward on the line anyway. But you do recall that in the big city where you killed all the rats, then they also had wanted posters that was oh yeah, they pay 1 gold per gnoll ear that you bring back to prove that you killed them.
Sweet.
I'm glad we live in
all
an
the more
MMO.
reason.
You're glad what, Carl?
I said I'm glad we live in an MMO where we can turn in rat ears and gnoll ears, rat tails, whatever.
This satisfies the very economically minded party mates I find myself with.
That's true. Someone is echoing now. I think it's okay.
I think it's me. Sorry.
Can
It's
we
a
make
bad
some
balance.
ears?
I have to be able to hear you, but at the same time, I don't want to echo.
Right.
I might go back to push to talk. Wait.
Okay.
Headphones.
Headphones. It's always an option.
Yeah, I could.
Yep. Headphones are.
I could do that.
You could do that while I look for a map for Knoll Woods.
That sounds good. Can you get my headphones? I think they're on the counter.
I had one.
I'm not there. So.
I just googled Knoll Woods as though that was going to help. That is not what I meant to.
It's so cold.
Probably just Google D&D Woods free
Wood
maps.
battle map, yeah,
Mhm.
not Knoll Woods. So that's just like a thing that the world has.
Oops, sorry.
Ooh, I forgot about petals.
Let me know when you're ready, Danielle.
I am good.
Okay, because you won't need a map immediately. So you guys are walking into the woods, and you have quite a lot of wands on wheels.
So many.
Quite a lot of wands on wheels.
I agree.
Wait, why would you want a giant wand on a wheel?
No. They're the barrel are on wheels. The wands are in barrels.
That is correct.
But how are you going to aim the wands as giant cannons then?
Good question.
They're not giant cannons. They're just wands.
I had a thought, and now I really want to try and figure out how to set off all the wands inside the barrel at once.
We'll say
I
each
hug
of you
a lot
has
of
a barrel. Each barrel contains 100 wands.
There we go.
Wow.
If I can I do multiple ones at once? We've gotten
It
to where
would-
we're going.
You can try. You don't know.
Okay,
You
I hold
you are
3 in
well,
each hand.
You are outside of the village by now. You kind of walked through a field, approaching the woods, and now you're getting closer to the woods. It's just kind of an open, clear area, pretty far away from people or buildings. There are some bushes and trees and rocks.
Let's
Any
make some
noise?
There's a scarecrow for the potatoes.
Let's put it at that. I take 3 in each hand and point them at the scarecrow and set them all off if I can.
I'm going to hide
Okay.
behind a lump.
I am absolutely fine with you doing this. I do want to question how you would sort out what
I
each
won't.
one was
This is an experiment
doing.
to see if I can do them all at once, and then I'll go one at a time.
Okay. All right.
Hope these aren't
Okay.
one-shots.
I
They
love
probably
this.
are.
Here's what you need to do. Are you rolling dice digitally?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. You're shooting 6. You said 3 in each hand?
Yes.
Each
Okay.
hand.
I need you
Well, she had 4 arms.
I need you to roll 4 d10 and then also do that 5 other times. And what it is, I don't need them added together. It's as if it's like if the results that you get are like that, then the number you're giving me would be the number in the thousands, because I am looking on a list of 10,000 things that could happen.
So
Okay.
if you're doing this on roll 20, why don't you roll
I can
1d...
I can Google dice.
Well, I was going to say you can roll 1d 10,000, and that will get you your number.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah. You can also do that. It is a 10,000.
10,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose it would be at 9,999 if you want to get really specific, but...
Okay. So I guess I got 1.
So
So you want the 1d 10,000,
right.
and then I'll give you just the number that I get.
You rolled a
that
1.
work? I rolled a 1.
Out of 1d 10,000?
I don't know how.
is the universe over?
I guess.
Okay.
We had a
Roll
good
it again
show.
just to make sure that it's not like,
Yeah.
doing a D10 or something.
Oh, yeah, it's still one. I don't understand what's going on. 1D,
Okay.
10,000. Let me find a different
You're not
thing.
putting spaces in there, are you?
No.
Hmm.
1D. I think it just like doesn't understand the concept. Okay, here we go.
So give me all 6 of the numbers, and then I will figure out what even happens.
So 7,023,
Okay.
9,285,
Okay. This is so many. Oh my gosh.
8,405,
8,405.
794.
794.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
3818,
Okay. That's 5.
1843.
1843. All right. It's going to take me a second to look all these up.
All
Is
good.
anyone
All good.
doing anything while Giselle takes out an obscene amount of wands and just shoots all of them?
I am just looking at one of them in my barrel and just kind of turning it over, inspecting it.
They're pretty nice, huh?
Hmm.
Definitely not made of wood though.
Yes, all
Animal.
No,
nuts.
yeah,
synthetic
they're
material.
all
Stone. They're stone
hard
wands.
rock.
Or they were like magically created wood, which like isn't really wood at that point, you know? It's like plastic wood, like resin.
Mm.
I look at him to see if I look at Druthu to see if if he's fine or if he's having a heart attack over the amount of wood in these barrels.
I'm wondering if the correct response is he's pulling out the ones and snapping them one by one.
Even better.
They're not wood.
That's what he's doing.
They're not wood.
They're not wood.
What if the tree donated its life to this cause?
They're not
Yeah.
wood.
No, not
They're
not like like it passed away, but in its living will, it wrote on in its bark that it wanted
They're
to.
not wood.
I,
we're talking
Drive
hypothetically here.
Trithy, being of sound mind and trunk, hereby donating my heartwood.
It's like donating your body for science.
Oh boy, this is gonna get interesting, y'all.
You
You're
cast
welcome.
a plant on that tree.
Also,
without
I
having it
apologize.
built.
Okay.
Rod of wonder.
Okay.
Also crazy for no reason whatsoever. I just happened to find this crazy random picture of our squad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It looks something like this.
You're exactly who I was picturing, Mike. I don't even know what movie that dude is from, but it's who I was
Kung Fu
picturing.
Panda.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Alex has a
also
specific meme from that movie he introduced me to,
I was
unfortunately.
also picturing the sloth from Zootopia in
Yeah,
terms of
that's-
like reaction.
That is exactly the person that's like style I've modeled after as Dash.
All
or
right.
Flash,
So
or
I
whatever
would like
his
to
name is.
tell you guys what happened.
Hell yeah. Bring it on.
Did I? Okay.
So who dies first?
So, you're firing these at the scarecrow, right?
Absolutely, yes.
This poor scarecrow.
You fire 6 magic missiles at the scarecrow, and for simplicity's sake, I am saying that a magic missile is a dart, not 3 darts for just
That sounds good.
in terms of these. So go ahead and also roll 6d4. Just
Okay.
for the funsies.
Sure.
Right. Like, we need to know how obliterated this is.
Yeah, for sure. That's important.
10.
10. All right, 10, and then it's +6 as well because they're all 1d4 plus 1. So the other two of you might be watching the missiles and watching the scarecrow subsequently explode. What Giselle is experiencing is several things at once. First, that your like clothing that you're wearing just kind of goes rigid. Like it's not like stone or metal, but it is like the texture is more like now like you're wearing something entirely made out of leather, and a lot more difficult.
Who's to say I wasn't already wearing something entirely made out of leather?
I'm to say that you were already wearing something like your underwear or whatever you want it to be. All your clothes are leather now. That pales in comparison to the fact that your left arm doubles in size.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
And simultaneously, you do also believe yourself to be two separate people.
I stopped screaming. Wait, I think I already thought that.
Hold on just a moment. Druthu, you are taken most intently by the fact that the grass, the bushes, the plants, the trees, everything around you has become sky blue.
It's a good look for it.
I agree. Wait, no, I don't.
And you also hear a confusing noise from behind you in the direction of the village that you were just in. And you turn to watch just kind of, it sounds like hoofbeats, and then it sounds like metal clanking against metal, and you turn and watch as an army out of nowhere comes through and conquers the town pretty much comically fast.
Oh no.
And then shortly
there's the little cloud of smoke and the like arms flailing, and
it is exactly like a cartoon, and then a flag is hoisted, which you recognize as being the flag for the opposite nation, which is always at war with you guys and your king. The opposite nation being known as Overtherland. And
Overtherland. I've always wanted to go there.
You always want to go to Overtherland?
I wanted to go Overtherland, yeah.
You were born in Rhyhirland.
Yeah, obviously.
Were we born in the town of Greywick, or?
Nah.
No,
Nobody was born in this town. No one was born in this town, and no one dies in this town. They just.
Wait, you said it was called Rhyhirland?
Yeah.
Like the nation is called Rhyhirland.
Okay.
Greywick was previously a city in Rhyhirland, and now apparently it has been captured by Overtherland.
So basically, I make a bunch of chips out of those, and then I cheese.
Alex is doing some discovering in the background.
Yes. We're doing some experimental cooking. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you.
Did not mean to.
Cheddar.
You spelled those correctly.
I spelled them as well as I could.
Yes, you nailed it. Probably the most relevant thing is that, again, you do have a left arm that's like 4 feet long or whatever.
What if you just microwave this long enough? Would it turn into
Did we cause the loss of Greywick to Overtherland? Do you think that was us, Truther?
Try it. Just
no, like
wait. Can you pry them apart? Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Hello.
Do you
I have
think
a giant
we did
arm
that?
Now. No, that's definitely not right. Let me count. Let me see. Grass.
You're very your very long arm is holding the 3 wands still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's good. I count. Okay, so the grass, the arm, it's Giselle and Gerard. Uh, uh, uh,
See what you did there. Okay.
I don't know if you did because I don't know if I did anything.
I mean, I just naming another. I didn't realize you were naming your other person.
Yeah, obviously. Gerard to you.
I was like, who's? Oh, okay.
The town. No, there's so many things that happen that can't possibly be related. Yes.
Has anyone
yes,
ever seen that stage play Clue? When they tried to
stage
count the
play,
number
no.
of bolts in the repeating crossbow.
No.
Anyway, I'm gonna maybe should try these one at a time, but I figure if we just label them all together, that's something. So I just ribbon them all together and I list out everything that happened. I don't want to do more work.
Okay, so you would be definitely able to list. You think you're 2 separate people. Your left arm got long. All the plants turned sky blue, and your clothes got.
I add
leather.
the army in like quotation marks and like probably unrelated, but I
the
put
army,
it down anyway.
Okay, so the army in quotation marks, that would give you 5 things. I'm just making sure that you know that.
Okay, no, that's fine.
With the
and then
army, it's 5.
I write a lot of question marks, and then I put the thing aside. Guess we'll never know what that did. Secretly, in the corner of my brain where Gerard is now sitting, he laughs maniacally for some reason.
Oh, he's an evil alternate self. Okay.
Not evil, just insane.
Maniacal alternate self?
Maniacal, yes.
Okay.
His sanity did not materialize with him.
Well, maybe one of these in this barrel will fix your arm. And I go and grab one of the random
Don't
wands.
you dare point that at me. Try it on the scarecrow first.
And I slowly start pointing it.
The scarecrow was obliterated.
Pointed at the obliteration of the scarecrow.
And perhaps it'll fix the scarecrow, and then I can find out it fixes you.
There
and then
we
I
go.
pointed at the point where the scarecrow was and hit the ground there.
Okay, roll 4d10 or 1d 10,000.
Will do. Let's see.
They wrote down your recipe. Apparently, they could hear you. They wrote down your recipe. It's in our Discord chat for all posterity.
No, I was just saying, don't bother with the cheese sauce. Do that. It's easier.
Oh, there is no cheese. Yeah, no, that's what he did. We didn't make cheese sauce.
You said it was
not 1d10.
One 4,000 sided die.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes,
That is
one 10,000 sided die, please.
We're rolling. We're trying out random.
That might just be a sphere.
It's not going well, or going great, depending on how you look at it.
You just fire magic wands at monsters.
1821.
1821. All right.
Well, text graphics.
This is definitely the return an arm back to normal wand. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure if we try all of them,
It's the undo wand.
Useful.
Eventually, we'll find the undo wand.
Wait, so it got long. It doubled in length. It didn't double in size, right?
You're right. Yes.
Okay. Well, a long arm, you know.
Oh, we can just chop out the middle part and glue it back together.
No.
You sure?
Wow, please stop talking about chopping things up. Gerard is looking interested.
So as
Gerard?
Lump, the turtle barbarian,
Don't ask.
says, this is the undo wand. I can feel it, and fires it off. A dart comes out of the wand and travels directly towards the charred remains of the scarecrow, and the entirety of Are you wearing like a backpack or like your stuff?
Oh,
Is it
yeah,
like
I've got
on
a
your shelf?
satchel. It's got all of my stuff and my 2 potatoes and my cooking utensils and uh,
Okay.
all my
And you have
things and
a
whatnot.
maul, right?
Yeah, it's a very large stone with a stick in it.
So instead, um,
I mean, it's all
all of
stone. It's a giant metal rod with this that has a giant rock on the end. There's no wood or plant life at all in the
Yep.
construction of this
Yep,
wall.
that's what I heard you say.
the maul falls pretty heavily to the ground, and the
Oh.
satchel falls to the ground, and 2 potatoes roll out, and Lump is completely replaced with a small pot-bellied pig.
Aww. Wait. I want to fire a thing at that. Everyone likes bacon, right? I take a wand out of my fireball and fire it at that.
Oh no!
Why are you targeting our?
We're not allowed to touch the plants on this trip, so
I'm looking up to see if a pig has stats, and why don't you roll?
You can use a boar.
You are not a boar. You are a small pig.
Yeah, but you could use a boar stats probably, and then just
it does
down
3
down
damage,
them.
in case you're wondering.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, you have. Okay. Yeah. So roll.
It does
Actually,
3 damage.
It does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So a pig has 4 hit points. So
Hey.
you are alive still, Mike.
Oh no, I fired at the pig. What do you? Wait. Who he turned into a pig? I missed
Lump
that.
turned
Yes.
into the pig.
I
Yeah.
Turned
missed
into-
that. I thought you said his bag turned into a pig. I was very confused. Never mind. I do not fire it at him.
Okay.
I would not do that.
I apologize.
Unless we say potentially Gerard takes over for a second, then maybe I do.
Either way, I
are
run
both
into the woods.
Giselle and Gerard, do you want to fire at the pig or
And not the pig, the potatoes though. Gerard definitely wants to fire at the potatoes, so we can use
you
that.
fire
for
at the potatoes that rolled out next to the pig and do 3 damage to them, which just kind of. Do
Obliterates them.
potatoes have hit points?
Lumpig squeals from the attack, whether it was at him or not, and runs into the woods.
Gerard might have been aiming for you, but I managed to warn him.
You also, Giselle, you need to roll the numbers for what happens other than the magic.
I do have that ready for.
Okay, what is that?
Potatoes have hit points.
9574.
Probably.
9574. Okay, we'll say that the potatoes explode.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, 9574.
And in a kind of way, this is like one of the most horrible nightmares.
9574.
Wait, are
aren't
you a mindless?
Wait a minute. Aren't you a paladin?
Yes.
Great. You are convinced of the fact that Greywick belongs to you.
Well, now we have to go take care of that army.
Go get it back.
I consider this thought that I now believe with absolute certainty, and I shrug. I'll do it later.
Okay, but right? Like, I mean, it is yours.
It's on the top of my priority list for later because this is definitely much more entertaining, and I do feel like Gerard somehow thought that, but I don't know. It's blurring together at this point.
Yep.
Wait,
it's
whose
yours.
is it? Is it Gerard's or Giselle's?
It's yours.
Both
Whatever
of you
that means
co-own
to
it.
you.
Someone else taking care of it, honestly, is kind of my preference right now.
And Mike ran into the woods.
Mike ran into the woods.
So.
Is he mindless? Is he literally a pig? Like, does he not have any conscious thought anymore?
Mike is the one who told me that he ran into the woods, so he's perfectly capable of deciding that he ran into the woods. He was afraid of the gunshot.
Why does this pig have 4 eyes and 6 legs?
And it's sky blue. It goes with the terrain.
Oh, that's right. He ran into the blue woods.
Yeah.
Correct.
I thought it was just Giselle thought the woods were blue. It wasn't actually they turned blue.
Oh no, they're literally blue.
Oh. Oh my.
Just like her arm is literally 4 feet long.
Woo! I swing it around. I accidentally slapped her through.
Yeah, you were the one who noticed it.
I was wondering which feature of this pig that I sent a picture of, you were going to be most first to notice. Whether it was the teal coloring, the 4 eyes, or 6 legs. Well, implied 6 legs.
Cartoons have taught me that animals are supposed to be funky colors. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's not important.
But the legs but the eyes are more noticeable than the legs then?
I kind of listed both, but I did notice
okay.
the eyes first and then the legs.
Got it. It's from Kippo and the Age of Wonder Beast. Great Netflix show. Anyway.
That in mind for when I don't have Netflix, which is now.
Mm-hmm.
So Lump is gone into woods that might be filled with gnolls. You don't know.
Mom, do you want to do some more wands? We could probably turn your back.
Can I? Do I hear her yell this?
You could hear her. I don't think you can talk.
Okay. What did you just yell?
Come back.
Try out some wands. We can probably turn you back. Maybe. Maybe not.
All right.
Maybe it'll be a tree.
I kind of
Trees are undoubtedly better. Less likely to be eaten by gnolls.
kind of sneak through the brush and kind of slowly come back at them cautiously.
Okay.
I'm going to wave a wand at the flag of the invading army.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, okay. So, okay, like trying to shoot a missile at it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, roll for it.
Let's see. We've got 58, 54.
All right.
And it does 4 damage to the flag, I guess.
Okay. Your dart tears right through the flag. And the symbol of Overtherland is defaced. But you guys are far enough away that that you kind of hear like, "Hey," but they're not sure. No one, like sees you or blames it on you.
Those darn kids somewhere else.
What'd you say?
I said those darn kids somewhere else stopped defacing our flag.
Yeah, you hear a grumble from some soldiers. And nothing seems to happen. You seem to be okay.
And I tell you, I turn and look you straight in the face. I let you do that, just so you know. I let you do that.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And then I take a wand and I fire it again at the flag.
Okay. Also at the flag?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Go ahead and roll.
287.
287?
Yep.
Okay. I gotta scroll way back.
Is this the same table that Griffin would use for his barbarian?
I haven't listened to enough of Graduation to know whether this is a homebrew one. This is not the official.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The official is only like 100 or something like that for wild magic. Oh boy, ouch. Okay. Okay. I gotta roll something.
Giselle notices that her sense of self-preservation has gone mysteriously away.
Uh-huh.
Gerard continues to laugh maniacally in the background.
How many hit points you got?
I got 11.
More than you.
Yeah, you die.
A swift end.
You take 42 points of bludgeoning damage.
From what?
It's as though her soul somehow managed to fall a D100 feet without her body. And also as though perhaps the Vindictive Overlord did roll a 100 for that D100.
Wow!
Yeah, so you take 42 points of bludgeoning.
So I disintegrate.
bludgeoning damage. And, well, yeah, you pretty much just kind of, you and your big arm just kind of collapse after finishing exploding the flag. Yeah, you thoroughly explode the flag. The army sounds angry, and it's the last thing that you hear before you just collapse to the ground in a lump, ironically.
I just start squealing at Druthu, unable to communicate.
So I have a pig who will eat vegetables and leftovers and whatnot. I have a dead pirate paladin friend. I've got an idea. Why don't I take the barrels, go find the gnolls, and convince them to try these wands for us?
You are welcome to do that. You're welcome to do that.
Me and my 0 ranks in diplomacy or anything.
My little tail starts to wag in the back, and I squeak at you.
Sweet. I'm gonna take that as a yes.
So, yeah, do you want to just, like, walk further into the woods?
Sure, I will cart along 2 barrels of wands.
Okay.
I go grab one of the wands and put it in my mouth and trail after him.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
It's very cute.
As you do that, someone comes kind of like running across the field from Greywick and is like, "Hey, AVR sent me. They said that you guys might need help," and it's Danielle's other character.
Yeah.
Smooth.
This is Letta, who is a human barbarian soldier.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey there, me and my new pet pig, we're just going to go see about selling these wands to the highest bidder. I mean, a bunch of schmucks.
What'd you say her name was? Liza?
Letta. Let me spell it for you.
Letta.
I will change. This one's weird. It is random.
Oh, I got
Goodbye,
my
pirate paladin of Freaky Key.
Okay, Letta.
Maybe I can help you with that?
Sure, can you get that 3rd barrel?
Yeah. So, who are we selling these to? Why are we selling them?
Did what's his face not tell you the thing? And I don't.
We were supposed to test them, I thought. I mean, I'm kind of, strapped for cash regardless, so, like...
Right, so you see that lump of dirt over there?
Oh, yeah?
That was the person who was last intent on testing them herself.
Oh.
This
Yeah,
is the
let's go
other,
sell them.
the tortoise that was intent on testing them himself.
I mean, he's kind of cute. I feel like it worked out.
True.
I see. So, selling them then sounds like a good idea.
Earn extra money, find out what they do, and maybe take care of the gnoll problem here.
Hey. Or maybe create a giant gnoll that destroys the entire nation. But could be interesting.
Ooh, actually, before we go, I'm gonna grab that last wand and label it as, things go splat.
Oh, yes, good idea.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep that one to hand in case of giant gnoll attack.
When you when you write it, you remember how to write, but you cannot read the words that you are writing.
Great, so that's what that wand did. Oh, goody.
You want me to write that? You seem to be having trouble here. Can I help you with something?
Sure. Can you write things go splat when on this piece?
Yeah.
I can
I got you.
apparently not read what I'm writing. I'm
Man,
pretty sure I got
the
it right.
illiteracy in our nation really needs to be fixed, don't you think?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree, dear pig.
Oh, would you guys label the one that Lump shot?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to keep track of what we label things because I'm
we
enjoying
label.
Freaky
I think
blue
we
pig.
assume we label everything.
I know. I just want to like because your interpretations of what things are like
Pig
Oh,
like
maker.
fair. That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
interested in I'm interested in what you guys are taking away from. It's like playing telephone a little bit.
Yeah. So turns into pig. And do you ask me to add the
Yeah, I'll
weird
hand
looking
you the
thing?
last one I used and say, hey, I don't remember what this one does.
Yeah.
Can't read.
Can't read.
You just
Those
make
can't
it
read
a
either.
you make it a symbol, so it just has a picture of a book with a circle and a line through it.
Yes. No, I write it, so it's ironic that way.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can still read Druidic or if it's just completely gone.
I'm sure it'll come back, right? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't be a pig forever either.
Yeah, these all just go
I
away.
think the
after
pig just
30
mastered telepathy.
We do have a druid. Can you speak to animals?
Oh, true.
I actually can't. Anyone can speak to animals. Let's get this straight.
Can animals
That's
speak
fair.
to you? I
That's a
guess is
good
the
point.
question.
Animals cannot speak to me, but I do have, as a furbolg, I have advantage on charisma checks to influence beasts and plants.
Wait, I've heard of you. Don't you like hate animals?
No.
I don't hate animals. I hate the people that go around and chop down trees and eat plants and whatnot.
He prioritizes the plants over animals.
The animals have the decency to go make themselves into compost when they die. The humans go and burn themselves.
Okay, I'm not going to debate with you there, though I feel like your science may be slightly flawed on.
I start saying a bunch of things, but nobody understands it. So
Carbon is like an
He's just-
element that is useful to the world,
But
and like energy is neither created. I should just stop.
I make a perfect argument about how we should be burying Giselle, the remains of Giselle in the woods.
I'm pretty sure Giselle is dust, but
yeah,
that's fine.
but nobody hears it because I'm speaking pig. So
you feel a nudge in your mind, and you're corrected to it's Giselle and Gerard.
I never met Gerard. He never introduced himself to me.
I don't think he introduced himself to anyone. I'm still not sure who he was.
It was just maniacal laughing coming out of Giselle. That's all we heard.
Yeah. She always thought that was in the back of her mind, but really she was doing it out loud. That's definitely it.
yeah. Winking furiously.
There's actually like a scene of that in a Barbie movie.
So, you head further into the woods. Do you have any kind of approach that you're going with here? Like any kind of strategy, or are you're just
I try to
Tell me what you're
sniff
doing.
out the gnolls in the woods.
Oh, that's better than my plan.
I can't help you once you get there, but I can help you find them.
My plan was to start beating a wand against the barrel and shouting, "Free wands!"
Get your
Oh,
wand.
hey.
I hold them up as if to display them.
Let's see. Okay, so the pig is trying to sniff them out, and the druid is yelling free one.
Oh shit! Pig is a creature. Oh wait, no, it's a. Never mind.
Here you go. Here's your pig stats.
Oh good.
Hey,
Thanks.
big stats.
Okay, let's try this again. Great. I use my great power of 10 perception
To try
yeah.
to just perceive a null.
to try and sniff out a gnoll. That's correct.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
No. Roll a die. There we go. No. I lost the page I was working on. So, well, actually, you know what? I have roll 20 out. Just use this. D20. A 6.
All right. Um, you smell a mushroom, and it smells really good, and you want to root it up
I definitely go looking for that mushroom.
because there is absolutely some part of Lump still in you, and he's pretty stoked about truffles.
Yeah. So make a fine stew later, otherwise known as.
Yeah. Every time you knock, you oink, I nod, like I totally understand what you're saying. And I also
So
start sniffing. Can I try and sniff out some gnolls?
you can, sure, yeah, roll perception. Knolls are stinky. This is brilliant.
23.
Wow.
My +4 in perception was helpful.
So hang on a sec. You you're walking around with your nose in the air, just like sniffing, and you sniff your way into a little clearing.
Cool.
And across the clearing, you see a cave, and you feel like the cave could have gnolls in it. It is making hyena sounds, which you didn't smell those, but you do perceive them. Uh, and also there's a gnoll standing outside, like standing watch. So you do think high chance of gnolls.
Hey, I think I found some!
Oh well, okay. So I was about to say he hasn't seen you yet. Now he has.
I jump
the
up and
rest
down and wave my arms. After yelling.
He okay. How far behind her are the rest of you guys?
I come out. I run to the clearing with a truffle in my mouth, excited, and then see the gnoll.
Did you
hide
leave
behind you.
behind?
Yes.
Did you leave the wand behind?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you traded your wand for a truffle.
Yeah, and I get scared because there's a giant gnoll in the clearing, and I run behind Drew through.
I pick him up. Can I pick him up?
That's up to Mike, unless you're gonna make.
Yeah, I allow it.
Okay.
Yay.
A grapple check is when you're like picking up a cat that doesn't want to be picked up, except it's a pig. Okay, so Letta is holding the pig, and Druthu, where are you at?
I've been following Letta, so
Okay. So there's one gnoll standing in the clearing right now. He's got a spear. He looks like he's about to be like, hey, what are you doing? So like, are you just gonna stand there until he attacks you, or like, what are you gonna do?
Well, we have wands for sale.
Right. Are you gonna like tell him that?
I leave this to Druthu. He seemed to be, intent on this.
hello there, fine sir. Could we interest you in some quality, high potential for amusement wands? Great at parties.
Useful for vanquishing enemies. I mean, oink, 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 oink.
I nod in agreement.
What the pig said.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Can
Ooh, that's
I
bound to
help
go
him?
well.
Yeah. You can do it with advantage or with help from the pig.
Yeah. There you go. I'm helping.
You know
I
you've
think
reached a
that
good point in the campaign when the DM starts talking in question form.
Yes, you can get help from the pig.
So with advantage,
A
that's a
persuasion
14.
check? I guess that's what would be this here. Is that we've okay.
All right. What the pig said. 14 was our result, by the way.
Yeah.
14.
Yep.
Okay.
Was that or a 3?
The gnoll snarls and kind of makes barking noises. That you get the druid. You get the gist or the sense that he might be summoning other gnolls, and you don't think that he's sufficiently persuaded, but he's also not like actively stabbing you yet.
Okay, so this sounds like a good time to say charm persons that he will be my friend when these other gnolls get here.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. What do you roll, or what do you do for
You need to make a wisdom saving throw for the gnoll.
the gnoll? Excellent. Wisdom save for the gnoll. Not the
DC is
wisest,
13.
not the wisest creature ever. He rolled a 1.
Hell yeah.
So he has a +0. He snarls, but it seems cuter this time, and
Aw.
kind of like in the way that one might smile at a friend.
We're now best buds for the next hour or until we hit it or hurt it.
And see, here's the thing. I don't think gnolls can talk. I googled, can gnolls talk?
Oh, do they have a
They
language?
should be able to speak common or gnoll if it's anything like they used to be.
Yeah, do you have...
Yeah, okay, it speaks gnoll.
There you go. Great. Even better.
Yeah.
He snarls in a way that one would smile at a friend.
That is exactly how I smile at people.
Yeah, we've all met you. We
Kelsie,
know.
it sounds like you've been writing a novel recently.
So he looks charmed by you. He barks some things, and you don't know what they mean.
I nod vigorously.
Great, so he can't understand us if we can't understand him.
The wind rustles through the trees, and I nod.
He points at the wands and makes like a huh motion.
I will take one out of the barrel, preferably not one that we have just labeled with something weird, and hand it to him and say, "Hey, free
Unlabeled
one."
one?
An unlabeled one?
Yeah, an unlabeled one.
Okay.
Actually, I could give him the one that says I can't read, but that doesn't. Unless he's trying to read something, it won't do anything. Actually, I can't read what they say, so I'm just gonna have to pick an unlabeled one and hope I don't pick one of the labeled ones if I want to give it him a
Well, you
specific
can.
one.
I mean, you
You
can
feel
tell
the
the
forces-
difference between one with ribbon on it and one without. You didn't become blind. You just can't.
Yeah, I'm
read.
just saying I can't decide. Oh, you know what? I really wanted to give him the one that says things go splat instead of the one that says things
Oh, okay.
turn into pig.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
And you're really bad at asking other people for help, apparently.
Yes. So
Yes.
he,
Yeah.
if you're offering him a wand, he takes it and he kind of, he kind of looks it over, turning it over in his hands, and he starts to point it at you, like with like his eyebrows raised, like, am I doing this right?
No. Hastily push his hand to point it towards, I don't know, that rock over there.
Okay,
It's
he's
a mean-looking rock.
yeah, he wants to do what you want. He just has a hard time understanding you. So he goes with it, lets you push his hand toward the rock, and then he kind of looks at it like he's not entirely sure how to use a wand. And
Where's
then,
the one that says I can't read, Loretta?
and then a magic missile
I toss it to
comes.
him.
A magic missile comes firing out of the end of it, just kind of breaking a chunk off of the rock. And 7, 4, 2, 3.
The real trick here: get the vicious overlord to do all the rolling of d10s.
7, 4, 2, 3. 7. Oh, whoops. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, so Mike shared a picture of a gnoll, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
His skin kind of toughens and kind of crystallizes almost in a way, and you looking at him, he looks like he's made out of stone.
Oh.
But he is still he holds up his arm and looks at it. He's still moving. He didn't get petrified. And he like kind of takes his knuckles and like raps on his arm, and then he kind of like looks back at you, and he kind of like takes his spear and pokes himself in the arm, and then he like looks back at you, and then he does like a really big scary teeth like snarl, but you realize that you think maybe he's like smiling.
I give him a thumbs up with both hands.
Wait, is he's stoned, but he can still move?
His skin is like stone, but yes, he is not. He did not turn into a
He
statue.
casts stones.
He's like the thing. He's like the thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And he kind of points at the barrel of wands and does like a gimme motion with his hands.
Oh gosh. You like pass them. You pass them back to Letta, and I'll label them well.
Yeah. I'll trade him a new wand for the one he has.
Okay. And so he points it again at the same rock. And let's see, 8, 6, 6, 4. Sorry, this part's the like slow part.
Hey, it's the.
I guess I could have
suspense,
you
man.
roll.
You could.
I
Would
could. I
speed
just
things up a
realized.
little.
Yeah, I'll do
You
that in a
could.
second. And okay, I don't think that any other of you have been hurt. Is that true?
No, I've
No,
not taken
that's
damage.
totally false.
Define hurt.
Has anyone lost hit points?
No.
Yes.
Okay. You have?
Yep. I've lost mental hit points.
Okay.
I've lost emotional hit points, but we won't talk about that.
No one feels like anything happened other than you kind of feel a vague wind pass through your body that you feel like might have been really nice feeling if you were hurt.
It's like a massage.
Or like
Yeah.
healing effects. Yeah.
I feel more alive, like positive energy wells up inside me. Blah, blah, blah.
Positive energy. I'm suddenly very optimistic about my future.
As opposed to negative energy, where you're just like, oh, life sucks. It's snowing and hailing and
Right, as it does all the time, wherever I go. It's a condition I have.
It's amazing. There's snow outside. We get a snow day tomorrow.
All these hailstones are making me a stronger person as they keep falling on me.
They're hardening my skin and giving me superpowers.
Yeah!
Lump just curls up and goes to sleep in Loetta's arms.
Oh, yeah. I think I sit down on the ground and like almost fall asleep, but I have to keep labeling ones.
So, okay, what do you write on the last two?
Feels well, so the stone skin on the one, and then feels nice on the other one.
Okay, perfect.
Feels nice.
Yeah,
Fuzzy feelings.
that might be a nice one to set aside for emergencies.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, he kind of looks at it and then shakes it like you might shake something that you felt like wasn't working, and then kind of slaps it a little bit and actually casts it again, and same thing, you just kind of get a nice feeling, and he obliterates a little bit more rock, and he hands it back to you and kind of shrugs like he thinks it didn't work.
Yep, I will shrug back and hand up a different wand instead.
Okay, you want to roll for that?
Sure. I've got a 4410.
Okay.
It's impossible to go into the single digits or double digits or triple digits with the 410 way of rolling.
So what I'm doing is if I roll a 10 or a
Oh, that was my
double zero.
It would be a 0,
Sorry,
yeah.
if I roll the double zero, that's the 0.
Oh.
So and I'm trying to always pick the same D10s to be the first one. Because I do actually have 4 D10s apparently.
Okay. Here's what happens. The uh the knoll the things that he had was a spear and a shield and like a pack on his back. Um and when so he's kind of stowed his spear on his pack in order to be casting these. Because he's holding the wand in what was previously his spear hand, and when he casts this one, the shield on his left arm vanishes, and so does his left arm.
Oh
Oh
dear.
my gosh.
He
And
didn't need that.
It just kind of like it's smooth with weirdly knoll skin rather than stone skin. So the rest of him is stone. There's like a circle missing where his arm should have been on the shoulder, and that's just knoll skin. And he kind of it like takes him a second to notice it, and then he like looks at where his arm used to be and just starts. It's the a knoll hyena scream. It's like the worst thing you've ever heard.
Oh my.
And at the same time, it was going to take everybody 3 rounds to get out here. So at perfectly timed,
Great timing.
um, 4 other gnolls come running out of the cave, and see their stone friend standing there, looking at his absence of arm and screaming, and you standing there with a wand, and them sitting there with a pig. Does charm person say until you
Harm.
attack them?
Charm person is yes. I don't know. Yeah. How does that work, Carl?
Oh, like
I'm
harm.
trying to pull up the spell again.
Do anything harmful to it?
Oh. Rip.
You did not. No, you did not
Yeah. No.
do
Um,
this.
He would
cast
not view
the
it as
spell.
your fault.
Yeah.
He's
Do
your
it.
friend. It's not
Do it,
your
yeah.
fault.
Yeah. Until us,
I mean, he's
him
been
or his
shaken
companion.
once, which was part of the plan.
Right. In fact, he kind of throws himself into Druthu's arms as one going through a tragedy might throw themselves upon the arms of a friend. And just kind of is still like straight up hyena wailing. So that is what everyone comes out to is Druthu holding their friend.
Patting him on the back.
Yeah. Yep.
I wake up, no longer sleeping. It's a terrible noise.
I hold him close.
I try to
And
bury my
cover
ears
his
under
ears.
your, under
Yeah,
your
cover-
armpit so that I don't hear.
As I'm patting his back, I'm going to take that wand and discreetly pass it to Luetta
Yep.
for
I take
label
it and
as
label it
use.
arm away.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna go with disarming arm, or disarming wand, but yeah.
Disarming is also very good.
That's
Arm
what it
way
was.
is probably best.
Wait. It's called the disarming art. Disarms. Disarms. Honestly, just disarms.
Just disarms.
But it's hyphenated, so it's obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Disarms. Perfect.
Yeah, so there's lots of other lots of confused looking gnolls now. Are you going to try to do anything before they do anything?
Can I hand them all wands? Like, I offer them wands.
Describe. Okay, do you just like take out 3
I'm
or
sitting
4
on the
wands?
ground. I'm not moving. I'm very comfortable. But I start just like taking some wands out of the nearby barrel and like handing it to them.
They bark something in Knoll at well, you don't know his name.
Yes.
This Knoll. And he kind of sobbingly barks something back to them, and I'll have him make a persuasion check to them to see if thinks that
We'll call
if
him
he
Lefty.
can, well, he
He's
lost
actually a
left
righty.
arm.
Oh, okay. We'll call him Righty then.
Hey, Druth, do you like make any motion to any of the like useful wands? Because I don't know if I know what they are. Maybe I guess I would have seen the names.
I think you've seen most of them, other than
The first couple, yeah.
that bundle of 6 that we probably don't want to take our chances with.
But I added on to that one, so I definitely saw that one. The very powerful one. I don't know.
Well, one just turns the plant life blue, so
Do we
Oh
know
shoot!
which one?
I didn't even have him react to that. Well, I guess
Well,
no
it's-
arm would have been out and seen it happen. He didn't know that it had anything to do with you, and it was weird 10 minutes ago. But the others, as they come running out of the cave, this is their first time being out of the cave. They do pause for a second to look around and note that all of the plant life is blue.
what's the radius
How-
on the plant
yeah.
life being blue? Is it just like more miles around and turn everything blue, or is the world now
Wouldn't-
blue?
Wouldn't it be nice if you knew the things that I have written on my sheet? So yeah, it is definitely blue here. They are a little bit. That actually, I'll say that that's what gives Letta time, because they're busy being a little bit baffled at the blue plants, and just kind of the weirdness of the whole scenario.
Yo, listen up.
Your
Here's
time
a
is up,
story
I'll
about
tell you
a.
why. You say you're sorry.
Blue.
I'm gonna. I don't know if Mike, if you saw that I messaged you. Do you want to like
Oh.
have your other character, or do you just only want to be the pig?
I was actually about to go grab another wand as the pig to demonstrate how to use it
okay.
for the.
That's absolutely fine.
very
I'm
good.
just like, you're in this like limbo space where you're not
Yeah.
dead, but I don't want you to feel like you can't play. So
No,
I,
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I go grab. Is the ones that we've labeled easily accessible to me?
If you try to get one, I'll give one to you.
Okay, I try to get the
I
one
think
that does
I
the
must
blue
be.
one.
I must be actually insane. You want the blue one?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if doing
We
it
don't-
again undoes
We
it.
don't know which one that
Oh,
one
that's
is.
right. That's a terrible idea. Never mind. It's just in the bundle with all the labels.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
I grab a random one.
yep. This is better. I give it to you because I'm somehow insane.
Great.
and also, No Arm did manage to convince the other gnolls not to attack you.
Cool.
He told them something in Barks that they seem to have taken as cautious friendship. It is not magical friendship. They are not charmed the same way that he is. They are just taking his word for it that they should not dismember you on the spot.
I think my character is one of those like mindless soldiers of like the like henchmen you see at like, you know, labs doing questionable experimentation that just like doesn't ask too many questions and is just helpful, living their own life, not thinking about morals too much.
So
There is like you would have been exactly who these were intended for eventually.
That's fair. That's very fair. That's true.
So I, with this wand in mouth, kind of stride up confidently, not right up to the gnolls, but within eye shot of them, point the wand at some random rock in the clearing, and fire
Maybe there's
it.
only one rock.
If I can fire it.
Yeah, you can fire it. So yeah, go ahead and roll for me. In the gnolls were kind of they were like one of them is like tapping his spear against No Arms's like stone skin, and he's kind of barking at him and also gesturing, and you think that he might be saying like, yeah, it's the wands that made my skin stone, but also that made me have no arm. Judging by your interpretation of Null charades.
32, 39.
32, 39.
Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little gnoll that lived in a blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. unlike him, who's made out of stone stuff.
Well, so
Da-ba-dee-da-ba-di.
as you cast it, interestingly enough, uh, were you actually a blue pig?
Sure, yeah.
Now you are a metal pig.
Oh,
And you're again not dead, not um not turned inanimate, but your skin is made out of chainmail.
I like
You are still a pig.
This is the greatest day.
Pigtron, the invincible.
definitely like a superhero pig right now.
You know
Like,
what? I'm gonna look up what chainmail adds to your armor class because that is a good point.
Do you
It's,
hand me the
I
wand?
think it's 15.
So no, 16. So that's would that be like plus 6? Is that how that works?
Uh,
Like is base 10 if you're not wearing anything?
yeah, it's base 10 if you
Yeah.
don't have
Okay, so I'm gonna say that your armor class is now 18.
Nice.
Do you hand me the wand when you're done with it?
Yeah, I kind of clink over back to you and drop it in your hand.
Actually, whatever.
The gnolls are like fawning over you now. One of them tries to pick you up. Are you okay with this?
For the moment, yes.
Okay.
Are
it
you like
picks
heavy
you,
now?
Probably.
picks you up, and they're like all kind of like touching you, but like reverently, and like also touching the their friend No Arm, and you get the sense that they're starting to feel like this can like make your skin powerful, like this can make your skin invincible. These wands.
I label this one chainmail skin.
And then they kind of put you down respectfully, and they're kind of like conferring among each other in barks and yelps, and then one of them kind of points at the barrel and does kind of a like question, can I try? Like,
I hand him one.
you sent that to just me, Mike. I don't know if you meant to send
Oh,
it to the
yeah,
group.
thank you. I'll add that.
I hand him one.
Okay, do you want to roll for him?
Yeah, sure. He points it away from us, right?
Yeah, he points it at a rock. He's gotten the picture.
6216. Oh my gosh. Hopefully no one turns into magnet skin.
Oh no.
So nothing appears to happen. He kind of other than the magic missile, he fires it. It shoots off of the rock that he points it at. And he kind of looks at it, looks at his skin, touches it, pinches it, looks at you guys and like shrugs.
I start oinking at Druthu.
If only I understood pig.
I huff.
I
I
know
will
it. I
grab
know
a
it.
wand and wave it.
Wave
30,
it like, oh, okay, like shoot it. Okay.
Yeah.
30, 35?
What is with my dice and rolling the same on the tens? Yep, 30, 35.
I would also like to ask whether you have like looked at the ones that are labeled anytime recently.
Well, now I'm worried.
Like, just like, are they? I don't know how you guys are storing these, basically.
We've like piled all of them into the two barrels, and we put the labeled ones in the empty barrel.
Okay. If
Letta thinks of that while everyone is like conversing and testing things and whatever, because she's just very helpful and has no moral qualms with anything.
as you're moving them, Druthu, you realize that you can read them.
Hooray!
But
Hey, it's stone skin.
I'm gonna say that's before you cast this one. When you cast this one, nothing seems to happen, other than the, magic missile.
Shabam.
So far you have had the Knoll do one that seemed to have. Are you like putting aside the ones where they're just kind of, you don't know what they do, but you have already tried them?
I put question marks on those ones.
Okay.
But like question marks and numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a very methodical soldier.
Okay.
She helped run the library or something. She seems to have that great accent, doesn't know how to use it.
Can we hand question marks number 3 to Lump?
You can hand them. Yeah, sure.
I cast that wand.
The one that Druthu just cast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't appear to do anything.
Nuts.
Does it still make the missile?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Alright, just making sure.
Eat that, nature.
And let's pause for a second because I need to run and go grab a water bottle or something because I'm going to run out of voice. So be right back. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, or please oink continuously the entire time.
I'm nodding. You can't see, but I'm definitely nodding.
Also, I've had a stream up to Twitch to save this for later. And so I've been updating the pictures of our characters as they've changed
Nice.
on the stream. You're still the Lorax,
Yes.
and then Luetta
Perfect.
kind of switched your character over a couple of times, and then I keep changing the pig to be the different images I keep adding.
I probably need to start just waving more wands and joining in. Except the fact that it's not going to go well no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't gone poorly for you so far.
I only lost the ability to read.
We're doing a really good job of not turning this into the horror movie that it definitely is.
I've returned, and speaking of this being a horror movie, when I was like, oh, this would be a fun one to run, I have an idea. Let me go ahead and roll 4d4 myself and see, 4d10 myself and see what it comes out as, so that I can see an example of what kinds of things might happen in this game. The first thing I rolled was Caster's mouth is full of spiders.
Lovely.
Oh no.
Yeah, see, we've been keeping the tone really upbeat. I feel like we could get through that one and it would still be good. Like, not a ton of ominous music playing in the background.
True. I mean, if it happens,
it's still light outside.
Now, if Lump when he was a turtle, would he just eat the spiders, or?
I think he'd eat the spiders either way.
I just am imagining if that had been literally the first thing that happened. So, like, you guys came out into a field, you shot a magic missile, and your mouth filled with spiders.
I think I would, like, just nope everything out of existence. I think we would set a big bonfire.
Especially.
I mean, there's been a few times I've thought about saying, all right, let's break the wands. It's not worth it.
Oh, just say the word.
So the gnolls are, now that the one wand has seemed to do nothing, and then followed immediately by your wand seeming to do nothing, the gnolls are starting to look confused and a little bit dubious, and one of them kind of is getting a little bit closer to Druthu than maybe he might want him to, and kind of pointing at the pig and pointing at his friend, and pointing at himself demandingly.
I will.
I hand him. I'll offer him a wand.
I was going to give him the one that turns him into a pig.
I mean, I don't know if that would help our cause very much.
Probably
Like,
would.
What are you doing?
Do you want to beat me, or should we just roll and see who manages to pass my wand first?
yeah. That's a good idea.
So high
What?
number, just high number wins.
Just for a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
I got a 12.
I got a 1. So
Okay.
Oh dear. I guess
So
it's the
you
big
hand
one.
him. So yeah. Okay. So Drutho hands.
wait. I accidentally cast mine.
You what?
I accidentally cast mine. That's what happened.
Oh, in your effort to hand it to him.
Yes.
Oh, because you rolled a 1 critical fail.
I like that. You hand it. You cast it at
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Yes.
My aim isn't good. Like,
Yeah.
we
and
don't. It doesn't have to hit him.
It is
Oh,
a magic
oh,
missile, though. It
magic
does
missile.
auto hit whatever you're
It's
targeting.
a magic missile. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and
Well,
roll 1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
Drutho does successfully hand him the pig one, so that's the one that he has.
This will be great.
Total of 4 damage.
Okay.
And the number was
also- yeah.
1772.
Okay. 1772.
It should have been 1776.
We rise again.
1772. Cool things were happening at 1772. Come on.
Sure.
Probably not great things, but cool things.
Thanks.
1789. Yeah. I mean, it was like, I think they were still fighting
Yeah.
Okay.
or something. So here's a list of things that happened in 1772. April 8th. Samuel Adams
So-
persuades his colleagues to approve his plan for creating a committee of correspondence.
Cool. What happens to the...
The okay,
So let
the gnoll takes a dart to the body, and it is not like a gnoll is not going to be killed by one magic missile dart. So he
Sure.
rears back furiously and kind of barks and yelps and snarls all at the same time. Letta, you with utter certainty realize that this was I don't think you intended to do it anyway. Like, you weren't like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this gnoll. You were trying to hand it to him.
Right.
It was accidental. You are stricken by the sense that in having done this, you have offended the god of death.
Oh.
And the gnoll angrily, retributively points his at you,
Oh no.
Oh dear.
does 4 damage back to you with a dart, and turns into a pig.
And yeah, okay.
Hey, good news, everyone. They work. Let's not point them at each other.
So I get really pale, and then I also write, what is it? Makes God of Death angry on mine.
I think you're just being paranoid.
You're not the one the God of Death is angry at. So
How would you know if a guy was angry at you anyway? It's not like he can come up here and spite you, right?
yeah, well, he hasn't yet, thankfully. But I know how I'm gonna die now.
Do you want to like roll a religion check
Yeah,
now that
sure.
you're not a paladin anymore?
Yeah. Oh, my religion's really bad. This is good. 11.
Is
Yeah,
it a -1?
No, it's a +1.
The
Yeah.
god of death is pissed off. You are
Oh.
hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're sure about it.
And I'm pretty sure there's multiple gods of death, and I think they're just all pissed off.
It's pretty bad.
Yep. So I'm just gonna sit there quietly, enjoying the rest of my meaningless existence.
He's the only one
The
that
other
matters.
gnolls gnolls are yelping and pointing at their pig friend, and who is currently only differentiable from Lump by the fact that Lump is metal. The pig is running around and squealing, kind of running around in circles and screaming. And the other, the armless gnoll looks like he's not armless. The one-armed gnoll looks like he's pretty much not interested in this game anymore. But he is friends with you, so he's going to stay out here. The others are kind of arguing about what they should do, and the arguing is starting to get heated and reaching for spears type of thing.
I nod at the other pig in his panic.
He does not nod back. He's running around and screaming.
I continue to nod.
I start nodding just because.
Just
Seems like
headbanging
something-
along with the pig.
It works because I realized this metal sign is very appropriate.
I'm realizing that I can actually talk to the pig now. Talk to the gnoll who was trying to hurt. Who was casting things now.
You can't, you
Hey,
can't
sorry about that.
You can't talk to him.
Yeah, I can.
What?
Anyone can talk to animals.
Oh, that's
Anyone
right.
can talk to gnolls too.
It's true. There's just, can they talk back is the question.
One of the gnolls grabs his spear very clearly and like gestures it towards you guys.
I
Like,
nonchalantly take
let's
the
get
wand and point it at him, because I've finished with my own earthly existence anyway. It's fine.
Okay.
And we need to get this job might be the last thing I do before I die, so might as well try and finish it.
Okay.
Five damage total.
Okay.
And 7,780.
7,780. Okay. Oh man.
Don't say that.
Okay. No. So, gnolls are they attack with spears. They also are like hyenas. They will like claw and bite you. And he's like snarling angrily. He's like starting to kind of like leer in your direction. As you cast it, and he takes the dart, and he kind of staggers back a little bit and is like, "Rah!" And his teeth vanish.
Oh.
His teeth vanish?
His teeth vanish.
Not Loretta's.
No. The gnoll's
Takes
teeth.
away teeth, I write, and set it aside.
Added effect, not a side effect.
Dentist's best friend.
And
Dentist's
he-
worst friends. No more
No,
business.
put dentists out of business.
Puts dentist out of business. That's what we should name it.
You can put that as an alternate title if you want. Thank you. Thank you.
So he looks pretty mad. He does still have a spear. And I'm gonna say at this point probably let's roll initiative.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay. 10. I can write it down somewhere.
Where's the initiative plus on a enemy? It's been a while.
It's in their like resistance or speed or somewhere in there.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, why is it not on this one website? Let's see.
I don't know.
Let's go to D&D Beyond instead.
When in doubt. Oh, I would like to add that in 1772, although the date is unknown, apparently Daniel Rutherford discovered nitrogen gas.
Wow.
And the date is also known, but the Duke of Mecklenburg, which is in Germany, demanded that all bodies remained unburied for 3 days to ensure that death had actually taken place.
It should be a +1 to their initiative.
Yeah, because it's just Dex, right?
Yeah. It doesn't actually call that out, which is weird.
That is weird.
That's what I. Okay, I'm not crazy.
Oh, goody, no Flesh Narn and no Fang of Inogu. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Okay. What did everyone get for initiative? Mike, what'd you get?
I got a 14.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Pig powers.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Okay. Mike, the pig, you are first.
Okay. I scurry up to one of the barrels, grab one of the unused wands, and point it at the toothless. And fire.
The toothless one. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll damage. It's 1d4 plus 1, and also roll effect.
Okay. It's 3 damage.
Okay.
And effect number 459.
459. Getting to the early ones. Whoever made this had lots of creative ideas.
Yeah.
They had way too much time on their hands.
Or they collected it from
even better, I'm using 2 of them. There are actually 20,000.
Jesus.
I don't. Why 10,000 results? Why?
Because it's more fun when your wild magic surge isn't repetitive, and sometimes, depending on how many magic surges you're using in a game, like if it's a long running campaign, 100 can become pretty repetitive.
Actually, it's 50 in the original
Oh,
book.
50. Okay, yeah, even more. Okay. You fire a dart at the gnoll. He is wounded for 3 hit points. You are... I'm gonna say... Still because it was chainmail. It wasn't just metal.
Right. It's chainmail.
So it's still the, like, links of chainmail, but you are transparent as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you are like a glass blown chainmail pig that's living and fine.
You clink still. I feel like I wouldn't know the difference between that and glass. Do you hand it to me afterwards?
I mean, yeah, I'll toss it in direction of you for to write something on your turn, but yeah.
Okay.
Or just keep track of it where I drop it.
Yes.
Also, I guess I'll rage.
Oh yeah,
Hell
excellent.
yeah.
Because I don't lose that, right?
Okay, I can do that too.
Angry pig.
It would be devastating if you lost that. There's not a chance.
So there's that now.
It was badgers that raged, not boars. I forgot.
Become a trembling, furious little pig
Made
of glass.
I shall
chainmail
name you Ryoga.
glass. So that's my bonus action. I moved over to the barrel and I did my attack. So that's my turn.
Perfect. And are you like hiding behind the barrel, or what do you?
No. I'll like stay to the front in front of my allies to take some hits because apparently I have an AC of what, 18 or something?
18. Yeah, 18.
And I'm raging, so yeah, I'm gonna take these hits, please.
Okay, cool.
Also, do I have the pig's HP or mine?
You have the pig's HP.
Okay,
You have an HP of 4.
we'll see how well that lasts.
You have an
You
AC
get
of
temporary
18.
hit points from raging, though, don't you?
Does it give me 10?
I think you get disadvantage. I mean, others get disadvantage attacking you.
No. So I've raged. I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking of the other thing. Reckless attack is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And I gain advantage on strength checks, saving throws, not attacks. and +2 melee damage with strength weapons. I can't concentrate on spells while raging though, so I don't know if I can do any more of those bolts.
Well, I don't think magic missile is a concentration spell.
That's a good point. I can't. Well, it says you can't cast or
Oh!
concentrate on spells.
Shoot. Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna rage run at
I-
some people.
I need to back up for a second because
Oh.
I forgot something. You do become transparent like glass. You can move to wherever you have wanted to and all of that.
Sure.
You also fall unconscious.
Oh.
Great.
Yeah. Sorry for not remembering. That's my bad. Yeah.
So do I just like fall over?
Yeah, you did. You're just like, and I'm picturing you having comically tiny little legs anyway, so it's not far to fall.
Uh-huh.
I will say that you went unconscious before you could rage, so you didn't lose your rage.
Well, yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. I would have, because if it happened when I cast the spell, then
Right,
that would have happened. So
it was on the casting of the spell you went unconscious. So I don't think you raged before you did it. At least not in the order you said it.
all right, yep, sounds good.
So yeah, you're unconscious. You have all your hit points. You're just unconscious.
Great.
So yeah, you're the Knolls. So the first one is, I guess he's not friendly to you because you attacked his friend.
That seems legit.
I think that's how charm person works. I think that if you attack them but let me double check.
It says harmful to it. It doesn't say anything about your
It does say
compatriots.
harmful to it. Yep, you're right. So I will say that the first one is still friendly to you, but he just kind of doesn't. He's not going to fight his own friends either. He doesn't want to get involved. Yeah. So he's not doing anything. The pig is running in circles and screaming. There are two that are healthy and one that is injured and has no teeth. And the one that is injured is going to. You're the one who just cast the pig is the one who just cast the most recent spell at it, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what you did. You cast a magic missile at it, and that's what turned you into glass. So you're very, very short and small and down low to the ground. He doesn't seem to notice that you became unconscious. He does kind of just like kick you. And you're very heavy because you're made out of chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that you don't go that far, but you do just kind of, so you don't take damage or anything. Okay. I'll say you don't take damage. He doesn't. Right, yeah, he just kind of kicks you, and it hurts his foot a little bit, but not so much that he like takes damage. Yeah, basically. You were way heavier than he was expecting. He was trying to just kind of punt you out of the way. The other two and 5, are going to, we'll say they are going to, they're just each going to spear attack one of the others of you. So, let's see. Where's my d20? Well, that's 4, so I doubt that hits whatever that's even plus. Does it 8? No, that's not going to hit anybody's AC. So that was to Carl. And then a 5. Seriously? I'm not rolling this dice again. So I'm going to guess an 8 and a 9 don't hit either of you guys, Carl and Danielle.
I think
2 and 5 swing
11.
their spears at you unless you are wearing negative armor.
No,
I do
my
not
armor
think
class
that an
is
8 or a 9
a
could
12.
possibly.
So.
Sure, that's possible.
If you're naked and also have holes in your body, they would maybe hit
If
you.
you had a low dexterity, that might do it.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
like a negative dexterity.
So, okay, so they have now swung spears at you, but both of them have missed. They're all kind of confused about what is happening, and they're worried about their pig friend, and their other friend is kicking another pig, and it's just all very confusing. Carl, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. I guess as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh.
Shillelagh? Perfect. Is that a spell?
Does that sound like the vowels in the right order?
Oh, okay, well maybe I have it wrong. I don't know.
I think that's how
Right,
I've heard. So I don't know.
Shillelagh?
Is that a cantrip or a spell?
It is a cantrip as a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Is a cantrip a spell?
Yes.
It is a spell.
Okay.
That is
You
not
cast
of a
Shillelagh.
certain level.
Okay.
So my quarterstaff is now magical, and then I'm going to grab a
Go
wand.
unconscious.
Ah,
Oh no!
so that's what that one does. I'm taking a nap.
Yes. That is the thing that you are
Wait.
going to do. The thing you will do is to go unconscious. Yes, correct.
Just as he
You both
used
have
the
all your
wand,
hit points.
or
Yay.
wait, did they use a specific wand?
Yeah.
I think one of the
Mike,
earlier ones did it to
Mike-
us.
Yep, Mike took a wand from Druthu and did the same wand.
Oh,
And it
Oh,
did not
that's
appear-
right. That's right.
Did not appear to do anything.
Sleepy Wand is number 3.
That is correct. You even remembered. Maybe delayed sleepy one.
Maybe.
Spells.
Magic activated Sleepy Wand.
Yeah. So,
Well, the good news is if I wake up in the next 10 rounds, my Shillelagh spell should still be going.
Yeah,
But-
that's good.
yeah. So, and that takes us to Letta's turn.
Okay.
So your
Your
furball.
pig
So is anyone an active threat?
Your pig is sleeping. Your Carl's sleeping. Your a knoll swung a spear at you and missed. Another knoll kicked a pig. Another knoll is a pig. It's just really a lot.
Yeah.
You should definitely hit
Well-
it with hit something with an axe.
I should have did something with my axe
You
instead of an
could
wand.
wake up your friends if you wanted to. They are sleeping.
Oh,
and
gosh.
if you don't want to, you can attack things. I just
Can
read
I
it
like move? Can I move towards people and use
Yeah.
that movement as a way to like wake them up, as in I'm nudging them, but also
Like-
attack someone with my axe?
Do you just mean that you're going to like step on Carl as you move toward a knoll?
Not like shove lightly, you know.
If you're doing a shove action, then that's your action. But if
What if I trip
you
over
want to step on Carl as you run toward a knoll, I will allow you to do so.
What if I?
Well,
I don't
trip
think-
over him?
Stepping
I
on
don't
Carl
think-
will be funny.
I don't think these are real D&D rules, but sure.
I'll step on him.
How?
I like launch off of him to attack.
There's not
to attack someone.
It just says that you go unconscious. It never says you wake up, and there's not rules I can find for if you ever wake up again if you're not lost all your HP. So I'm going to say you can step on Carl.
I
You
leap
could
off
also
of him.
you can step on the pig if you want to. It does
Can I trip?
one
Wait.
bludgeon-
Can I
it
trip
does
over the
one
pig,
force damage to Carl.
stumble forward, and then jump on Carl?
Yes. You do
Jump
1
on
HP damage to Carl and roll to see whether you do it to Mike.
Okay. Roll what?
Just D20
Okay,
plus.
Should Mike and I roll perception to see if we wake up?
Uh,
The other option I
I'm
can
gonna-
do would be like a con save or something.
Since you're taking 1 damage, I'll say that you do wake up. Mike, so I'll have him roll if she does not do any damage to him.
I just rolled a straight up D20 and it was a 19.
Okay. You do 1 damage to him and he wakes up.
Great.
Because whatever I would have you plus would be higher than his AC of 18. So
My great axe attack on some random gnoll was a 19.
okay. Are you going for the toothless one or either of the whole fine ones?
One of the whole fine ones.
Okay. And sorry, what'd you say it was?
19.
19. Yeah, you definitely hit.
My
Damage.
damage is 14.
Jeez.
I know.
Yeah, but
So
Okay.
it's 12. So when it's
Holy
two-handed.
Okay. Okay. Math. 8. Okay.
Also, can I rage? Can I just like do that? Is that an action? What is that?
No, rage is
A
a
bonus
barbarian.
action?
Oh, are you a barbarian? Or are you a
Yeah.
soldier? Oh no, a
Yeah.
soldier's not a thing. Yeah, you can rage.
Yeah. Okay, I also rage.
Okay. Yeah. So now people will have disadvantage on attacking you.
Cool.
I think. No, sorry, that's reckless. You will have resistances to some types of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That takes us back around to Mike, the pig. You just woke up. You're prone.
I get up.
Half your movement.
I bet you snore in your sleep.
Yeah, it sounds like oinking still. And I will bonus action rage.
Okay.
And then I will run at wildly at one of the what do you call them? One of the gnolls.
Mhm.
Whoever looks the most disrupted. Actually, I'll run at the pig who's running around, and I'll slam into
okay.
him.
All right.
And I am raging, so this is gonna be fun. It's a +2 to hit. 20 plus 2. Hey, 15 to hit the pig.
Yeah, his armor class is 12.
And then
He's a regular pig instead of being a chainmail pig.
a 1d4 plus 2 because I'm raging. 5 bludgeoning damage.
You kill the pig.
Does it revert him back, or does he just die as a pig now?
He just dies as a pig now.
Oh, it's a permanent change. Oh, that's fun.
It's
He
permanent
dies
except
as a
when you
pig,
die.
and
he
you
turns
have
back.
a feeling of existential dread.
Yeah. But I'll
Oh,
feel that
join
later
me.
when I'm not raging anymore. That's all I got.
Yeah. All right. It's the Knoll's turn. The wounded, the terribly wounded, cleaved great axe one. We will say is close enough to the barrel to
Hell
grab one wand and then just runs away, like into the woods, runs away. If none of you did a wand on your last, you didn't do a wand on your last one. I'm gonna say nobody was close enough to the barrel to like stop him. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I know we're
We have
just
so
theater of the minding it.
Yeah.
We have so many.
Yeah, so he grabs one and runs away. The mildly wounded one with no teeth, who might take offense to my calling him only mildly wounded, is going to. He is the one who kicked the pig the last round, so he feels like just furious at you, like the way that you sometimes feel furious at an inanimate object when you accidentally stub your toe on it for just like a second, even though it doesn't make any sense. And he's just gonna try to like stab you on the ground with his spear. And he rolls a that wasn't a d20. He rolls a 12 to hit, so that's not enough. Because you got that good chainmail pig AC. And then the pig is dead. The other Knoll, who is completely fine, is going to. He's the one who tried to attack Carl before, so he's gonna try to attack Druthu again. Oh wait, no, yeah, you're conscious again. You're laying on the ground. Sorry. Let's see. He thinks you're out for some reason, so he will instead try to attack Danielle with his spear. Good. What the crap with rolling the ones? I'm not using this dice anymore. I literally keep rolling ones. I'm not just pulling my punches as a DM. I literally keep rolling ones. Null 2 misses. No kidding. Yeah, so he misses. And the null with one arm is going to go back into his cave because he feels real sad about the loss of his arm and also the loss of his friends, and he does not know what to do with all of the sadness and dread that he is feeling.
Sorry,
So
buddy.
He just kind of leaves. And Carl, it's your turn, and you are prone and conscious.
I'm going to. Are there any gnolls close enough for me to try and trip them with my staff?
Sure. Yeah, let me see who all is still here. The real wounded one left. You could trip the one who's just swinging at Danielle, but just missed real bad. And he's fine so far. He hasn't lost any health.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
So, okay, is that I don't know how to do trip. Is that...
I was mostly just going to try and smack him. I think it's
okay.
shove attack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with either if you want to attack or if you want to do it like a shove attack.
I'm just going to attack him.
Okay, go for it.
So that should be a 16.
Ah, yeah, that just hits.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you, Shillelagh. For 4 damage.
Okay.
Thank you, die that rolled a 1.
Oh no. Okay. You slap him in the ankles. Are you like getting up or are you staying down?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend half my movement to get up next.
Okay. He looks real disgruntled about the way you slapped him in those ankles.
Tell him to jump over it next time. Use a weapon blade jump rope.
And do you have anything else?
I will turn invisible as a bonus action and move to behind the barrel.
Nice.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking something up. Okay.
No worries.
All right. Then Danielle.
I lunge for the next one with my great axe. I'm raging. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you were closest to null number. Well, no, you were closest to null number 5, and he ran away. You are now closest to the one who tried to stab you, who Carl just slapped. So he is like a tiny bit wounded.
22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
4 damage.
Okay. Okay. Null number 4 and null number 2 look about equally wounded, and they're also the only ones left because the pig is dead and the other one left. So there are just 2 nulls left. They are about equally wounded, and it's Mike's turn.
I'm gonna charge at the left one.
Okay.
And try to hit him. Slam
Just
him.
slam him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's do the attack. Oh, need that. Okay. Unfortunate. I rolled a 6.
Okay, that does not hit a null.
Uh,
A pig charges between a null's legs, and it just kind of steps over you.
kind of try to stop, and like just my my clear glass chainmail legs just kind of dig into the dirt and the grass.
Oh, it's true that it feels like you would be harder to dodge because you're glass, so you're kind of like a weird like
Does that give me
difficult to
advantage
see.
on the attack?
Sure. It's hard for me to keep track of all these things. I'm all the way down
I
for
still
like
rolled a 9. It's fine.
okay. He still manages to dodge.
Yeah.
He's really good at seeing. This is a very perceptive null.
Or I'm bad at attacking as a chainmail pig.
Or that. You haven't lived in a pig body for very long.
No. Let alone the translucent chainmail one. That's all I got.
All right.
Continue to
That
rage.
takes it to the Knoll's turn. From behind you in the woods. You hear a yelp and a big explosion.
Uh-oh.
And then you don't hear anything else again, ever, from that direction.
Oh dear.
One of the Knolls is one of the ones who you guys have been attacking, who's remaining, is now also going to kind of grab a wand and just kind of whip around and fire it at Carl's invisible. Well, did you say you were invisible and by the barrel?
Yeah.
So, you can try to if you have any kind of reaction, I'll say that you can do any kind of reaction while he's grabbing it.
I do not, fortunately.
Okay. So he's gonna grab it and whip around and fire it at Danielle just because she's like the most human sized remaining target.
Yeah.
And it will do 3 + 1, 4 damage to you. And nope, I just rolled a d20. That did nothing. That's not how this works.
Fortunately, you've made it a 4,000 sided die.
I have 3, 2, 5, 6. 3, 2, 5, 6. What is with all the skin ones?
They really weren't wrong to assume that these things would do things to their skin.
So briefly for a moment. Hang on, I need to look something up real quick. Briefly for a moment, what color is a knoll? Like kind of grayish green?
Yeah,
Brown.
Kind of a hyena brownish, grays.
Yeah. So,
Tan.
he just looks. He was tan, and now he just looks kind of like off tan. It's
More of a
just
sandy
kind of
color.
yeah. So for a brief second, his skin looks like it might have been a little bit of a weird color, and maybe later in the aftermath, you guys can debate what weird color that was. But you only really get a glimpse of it because lightning does strike him from the sky and burn him instantaneously to ash.
Interesting.
Yikes.
That's normal.
And who's the wisest of all of you?
Do I have pig intelligence or my own intelligence?
You have pig intelligence.
Well, you
Not
said
me.
wisest, so wisdom score?
Yeah.
I have a 16.
I have a 10.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that it's you since the other one's a barbarian.
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Drew, so you remember that one of the Knolls had had done one that didn't seem to do anything earlier, and you suspect that in some kind of a delayed reaction, he also called lightning on himself. Just 1 second.
If my pig has lived this long.
I am also given that he has 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was one other null. And okay, so literally you're down to 1 null. Only 1 null is alive. He looks around at all of you and drops his he's kind of surrounded at this point. Well, he wouldn't think he is because you're invisible.
And I'm translucent.
And you're translucent, and he did just see lightning strike down from the sky and kill his friend. So I don't think he's going to keep attacking. I do think that he drops his spear and
Fair.
looks at Letta, the only one left he can see, and who is a raging barbarian. So let's see how well that goes. And he looks like he's trying to surrender. He's doing the international null sign for please don't strike me with lightning or explode me in the woods. What the fuck is going on? And it is Carl's turn.
Okay. I will grab a wand out of the barrel and offer it to him.
You're invisible?
This is true.
The wand lifts out of the barrel and propagates itself to him.
Yeah, sure. That'll be fun. A wand levitates out of the barrel and floats over to the guy.
Okay, he looks terrified and it's not his turn. So, I guess I don't, is like handing someone.
That would be my action, I think.
Okay, he just can't use it. He looks, he's currently just looking at it terrifiedly. He hasn't taken it yet. And it is, unless you have anything else you want to do, it is Danielle's turn.
How long does the furbolg invisibility last?
I was just wondering if it lasts until do something, or if it wears off sooner than that.
I think it does, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Let's see.
Until the start of your next turn.
Ah, all right. So I guess I'm visible.
Okay, so okay, yeah. So he could see you. He sees you handing it to him, and he still looks terrified because now he just
terrified of these wands too.
Yeah. Danielle.
Brooklyn Rage.
Yes, rage. There's no one left, right?
There's the one kind
no.
of cowering dude.
There's one. Cool. I make sure all of our wands are labeled.
Okay, so you stop raging.
But in a rage. No, I ragely label everything. I rage.
So
yes.
Okay, so the one that was question marks with a 2, you could label that it called lightning.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
On a delay.
Oh, that's right.
Lightning. And then the one is
Delayed
the one
lightning.
still intact? Is the one still intact?
Do you want to go examine the woods, explosion?
Yeah. I have to find that one. I have to label it. I'm in a rage.
Okay.
She
There's
rages
only the
into
one.
The woods after it.
There's only the one. I probably should have said this a second ago. There's only the one dude left, and he is not fighting you, so I can say that initiative drops. I didn't realize that.
I'm in a rage.
Yeah.
So for part of the woods, I'm in a rage,
You
and then I'm not.
can go roll an investigation check.
Yeah, that sounds good. I rolled a 16.
Okay. So this is like a blast site. Everything is completely exploded except for a wand laying directly in the middle of the char site that is still whole and intact. You
Sweet. I pick it up.
suspect
I
that the
like
wand
it.
is magical. Yeah.
That's a fleeting thought, but it's not important, so.
So is Danielle getting more breaky uppy for everybody
you
else?
up a little bit for me, Danielle.
Oh, okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're clear now.
It was at the exact same time that I moved my phone, so I was like, oh shit, I moved into a bad spot.
No, it was on everyone.
Okay. Carl, we fell out of initiative because the dude is trying to surrender, and no one is attacking him. And
I thought
Danielle, Danielle found the other wand. It is in the middle of the blast site, untouched, or seemingly untouched, as though it is made of magic. So yeah, you label that one.
I yell, it must be thrown into the fires of Mount Doom, but it only comes out as oinks.
The pig, yeah, you were exactly right. When you became a pig, it also gave you full knowledge of Earth Prime. Amazing how that spell was written.
It's a weird spell.
That's why
It says right here, caster turns into a pig with full knowledge of modern 2020 Earth.
That's why that other pig was running around screaming. It makes sense.
No wonder it's so upsetting. All that knowledge is not meant for a pig's mind, especially with an intelligence of 4.
Yeah. So, you're out of initiative. The Druthu is offering the wand to the guy. How are you offering it? Like you are trying to literally just be like, "Hey, here's a thing," or like you're trying to like threaten him into doing it.
Sorry, I went to get cake.
Oh no, you're good. Just like, are you trying to?
So I'm holding it in one hand and I'm kind of raising my staff in the other.
Okay, so it is like a little bit of
intimidating.
yeah. Why don't you roll intimidation?
Oh, this will go well.
I want to know what he's more afraid of. Getting bonked
I have
by
a 14.
14. All right, let me roll like wisdom or something. He rolled a 17, so I'm going to say that he rightly deduces that he should be more afraid of the wand than he should of you bonking him with your staff. And he shakes his head pretty vigorously and tries to back away. You can opportunity attack him if you want because he's moving out of his space. I don't know if you were just fronting or if you were actually intending to hurt him if he does not cast your wand.
I will just kind of slump down and look disappointed, I guess.
Okay. He runs away into the woods. And you guys have no more gnolls and several more wands and pig friend. I'm amazed. I guess Danielle did die, so that's fair. I really did not expect
2 of us to quote unquote survive.
We managed to get other people to use them. I think that helped a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. If we had all been using them, we all would be asleep or dead.
Yep.
That is true. So now it is
one arm.
Yeah, you do have one. I guess, yeah, there is technically one gnoll with one arm still, like, living in the cave, but he seemed pretty done with this whole thing.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
I start oinking loudly and pointing toward back to the village.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that it's time to get a refund on this offer.
I follow him. I have nothing to live for anymore and a job to do, so
All right.
my job is to follow this tape, I guess.
None of these wands seems to have the power to make the trees rule us all, so...
Not yet.
Yep.
None of these wands have the power to
Well, somehow I really doubt that one of the entries on her wild magic table is make the trees come to life and broccoli rule the earth.
You know that there's like 4,000 entries or something that's possible. You don't know.
There are 10,000.
999?
But
I bet Kelsie doesn't know either.
Yeah,
There are 20,000 entries. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. You have 2 of these tables for some reason.
You have 2 of them. Yes, that is correct.
One wasn't enough. You needed 2.
The dude made 2. I figured that I would pull up 2 so that if it was repeatedly seeming to do nothing over and over, then I would have a backup. like I didn't want it to. I didn't know how the game would go, and I figured it would seem pretty dumb if I was just like, nothing seems to happen. Nothing seems to happen. So
You were
I
to
brought.
Control F for the word tree.
Let's see how many.
How
things
many results come up?
Well, the word tree is found on 45 pages, but it's multiple times on some pages. So.
Okay, well, see there.
And
you
that's
go.
only on one of them.
That's.
Oh, hey. Some of these sound very appropriate for our caster,
Oh, there you
our
go.
druid.
Yeah, you just gotta keep rolling them dice, man. You'll find it.
Oh no, some of
Statistics
these
say.
are so good.
I feel like we're gonna have to get
We
Emily
could
and
cause him to
Jonathan
have
in on this.
Could cause him to have an existential crisis. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, this is the kind of game that will never be played the same way twice. So I'm down to run this ever again with different, like, just the. I'm assuming same world. Every crap that y'all have done, the trees are still
Hell
blue.
yeah.
Like, if your people all died, then there were just more people who come along and find
Yeah.
the barrel.
We return the wands, and he just gives them to the next people.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually
I mean, you don't even have to
299
like if
now,
you.
but
I didn't know what you guys would do. If you died walking across the field, someone else was gonna come find these things. Like
Yeah.
they are out there in the world
that's
now.
true.
We can just stack a couple barrels at the entrance to the festival, stick a sign on them that says "Free wands."
Yeah.
Great pranks
Oh
for your
yeah, and
friends.
that'd be the next person. That'd be the next person to
So
find it.
Oh,
yeah, you guys
shoot.
are going back. What's up, Mike?
We should just sell them. just well, okay. We need to sell one to everyone in town and say, "Hey, this is a special firework wand, and you can only do it at a special time during the festival."
Okay.
Late
We
at
start to
night.
have moral qualms when we think about giving these to children. I'm sorry.
I'm a pig. I no longer care.
That's
You're
fair.
a
I just
pig.
have
You can no
existential
longer
dread.
speak.
Yeah,
They're
all
made
this,
out of meat. I don't care.
this whole plan is
This
something I
is
can
an
contribute.
idea. Yes.
Unless you wanna start firing wands and get
Actually,
back.
yeah, I do sneak one of the wands out of the barrels as we're dragging them back, I guess, and try another one just for pigs,
Okay,
pigs and
just-
giggles.
Just shooting it at
You don't have to
shooting
sneak
it
them.
at
I
a
would
tree
give one to you.
Yeah, a random tree.
You don't
Yeah,
even have to do it secretly.
at a tree.
I'd
Or a
just
rock
give
or
one
whatever.
to you.
a tree. Screw that tree.
Okay, what do you roll?
2283.
2283.
And that one is the tree takes revenge one.
Probably.
You guys can hear my dice?
Nothing seems to happen currently.
I oink at Loretta to have her take it back. Just
Put question marks.
yeah. I just shake my head.
Are you feeling lucky enough to try another one, or are you just
Yes.
gonna?
Yeah, I try
take your
another
luck?
one.
Okay.
If as long as no one
All right.
stops me.
No, I won't stop you. I have nothing to live for.
All right. What is it?
Number 139.
Oh wow, 139.
Yeah, almost
That's
in the 100.
Early.
Ah, you know what? I bet they all have these numbers carved into them.
Well, there are only 300 of the.
Yeah. Yep, it's really weird.
There's only actually.
Are you still carrying any of the things that you had
I don't see how.
when you were? Did you want to try to bring anything? Did you had a truffle at one point?
Oh, I think I ate the truffle.
Okay.
Pretty sure I ate the truffle.
Hopefully it's actually a truffle, not a poisonous mushroom.
I'm a pig. I know better.
Yeah, he knows better. He's a pig and a chef.
And a chef. Yeah, exactly. My nose knows, man.
Nothing seems to happen.
Great. Just
You're hitting a lot. You're hitting a lot of duds.
one more.
Okay.
2,867. So
This is like
2867.
One more.
You know what? We only have 300 of his ones. He made 10,000.
That makes sense.
He gave them to other groups of people.
Also makes sense.
Someone is selling 15,000 football cards or sports
Just
cards.
force feed the wizard half a dozen and then shake him and see what happens.
That's the same as casting them.
No, we're casting the wizard.
Would you consider yourself to be a left-handed pig or a right-handed pig?
Definitely started off as a left-footed pig.
Okay. You lose your left foot.
Oh.
Wait, both of them? All three of them?
No, just the hand one.
Okay.
You can call me Hops now. Kind of hobble along, whine pathetically at Loetta.
Boo's dominant hand. Poor piggy. I feel
Okay.
like this
Actually,
one
that question that you asked me is something that Drew Through actually asked me in character. It's like, would you consider yourself left-handed or right-handed?
Oh yeah, in order
pig?
to ascertain what to write on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys still in the woods when you're doing this, or are you back out in the field again?
We were in the woods. I imagine, unless someone else did something while we're traveling, we can get to where we're
Okay.
going.
Cool. Are you guys going back to the village like Letta said?
Yes.
I follow wherever anyone goes, so.
Oh yeah, it was like the pig said, because we were following the pig.
The pig just keeps walking forward, but now is the slowest among you because he only has 3 legs.
I pick it up and just like let it direct me.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of wink in a certain direction.
You do a ratatouille with a pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just sit on your head and just direct you.
Not head. I have you under my arm.
the chainmetal transparent 3-footed pig.
It actually only has 5 legs.
Oh, this is true.
You are you make your way to the village. Is anyone doing anything before you get to the village, or are we time skip into the village?
Time skip.
Okay, you get back to the village, and it has been it was pretty small. It's been more or less raised by the army, and they are putting up like tents and like army encampment. Like they have claimed this in the name of Overthurland, and they are it is pretty destroyed. The alleyway where you left Aviar and his wagon is the alley doesn't even exist, let alone the wagon. So you are kind of standing in an army encampment.
And a nearby Central wand.
Look for a shady guy in an alleyway.
There are, I will tell you, there are some there's like some of the people have been taken prisoner. There's like a cage. It's got the carny in it from the dart game. And also a dude dressed like a juggler. There are just kind of like random soldiers cooking around a fire. Yeah, it's just kind of some dudes cleaning their weapons.
If I can give everyone a wand.
I did not catch that. You were pretty choppy.
Sorry. I asked the pig if I can give everyone a wand.
I oink once.
Cool. I start handing everyone wands.
I do so.
All right.
Doing so, I'm going to start lecturing the prisoners. And this is what you get for oppressing those potatoes.
What are you saying while while you hand people the wands that you think will
Nothing.
persuade them. You're just worthlessly
I'm
handing
just
them
giving
wands.
them wands. We need. I feel like
Celebration of your victory. Here's a magic wand. Wave it once.
I'm giving. I'm giving the people in cages wands. I'm giving.
Giving everyone a wine.
Giving everyone.
You get a
wands.
wand and you get a wand. One of the soldiers says, "Hey, stop that! What are you doing?
Do you want a wand or not?
I want to know what you're doing."
Giving you a wand, and I shove it into his hand.
Duh.
Really good.
Are you from?
bad.
Are you loyal to right here, Lind, or over there, Lind?
I'm loyal to the god of death, who I pissed off earlier.
He told me I was going to die, and this is how.
Oh, that's why you have a death wish. I forgot.
I have no
haven't
death wish.
understood
I'm
it
just
this
dead
whole time.
inside. I'm
Okay,
just dead
no.
inside.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought
Nothing
that you
to
were
live
like,
for.
I thought you were riffing on like metagaming, like you have nothing better to do than this. I completely do.
No. Yeah.
I
He was
completely
just
forgot.
ready to go to bed.
Yes, that's wonderful.
It's funny how this game is really like a make your own canon. Like it built its own canon as it goes,
Uh-huh.
and we're each
Yeah.
building like our own experiences and whatever.
So you guys have handed wands to everybody in the city, and we can to be continued it there if we want. That's 11.
Sounds good.
They all wave at the same time, and 10 billion magical effects go off, and the universe collapses.
Right. Exactly. This just ends everything.
Oh man.
And the god of death. Oh, hey, good day.
I don't think this is listenable, but I'm glad I recorded it.
If only
You
to
don't
help us
think that they'll
remember
wanna
where
hear
we
it?
left off.
I mean, they might. I don't know.
I've been taking notes too, so I gotta find the one that I wanted to tell Carl. It was about a tree. I gotta find it again.
Recording
Oh.
ending. Oh wait, go ahead.
Here. Castor embraces the nearest tree and refuses to let go.
Yep, that sounds like the perfect one for me.
Right, like that's just where your character would end. Your character just dies hugging a tree.
It would be dying happy.
Now,